blacked out or bowed out, you're ready. Just when they think there's nothing left, running on empty. Oh, 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 here comes a comeback. This is your time, your moment. The fight, you're golden. You've come so far, keep going. Oh, here comes a comeback. You feel the lightning, the thunder, your soul shakes under the roar of the heaven, the tide breaks, and from the ashes you will take your place. Oh, 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 here comes a comeback. This is your time, your moment. The fight, you're golden. You've come so far, keep going. Oh, here comes a comeback. There is no mountain you can't face. There is no giant you can't take. All of your tears were not a waste. You're one step away. Just when they think they got you, game, set, match. Oh, 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 here comes a comeback. This is your time, your moment. The fight, you're golden. You've come so far, keep on going. Oh, here comes a comeback. You're coming, you're coming. You're coming, you're coming. Here comes a comeback.
I suppose we should get going.
Let's go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1.
Heyo, good morning. What's up? I should have cleaned my mouth out. Heyo, heyo. My new thing. Heyo. Oh yeah. Good morning.
That threw me away.
Heyo. What if I started every break like that? Heyo.
That would be amazing.
Hey, good morning. Live from the Dreamstar Remodeling Star 88 Studios. Good morning, Starbase. Yeah, we're here. We're live. Here we go. Hey, yesterday we had a staff day where we get together as a staff here at Calvary, and we learn stuff. We hang. We play games. And that's why we weren't doing the show yesterday. But we're here. We're live.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Live on YouTube at Star 88 FM. You can text in. What's the live line number, Steve-O?
505-585-LIVE. It's 505-585-5483. One thing that was exciting yesterday that I know we'll talk about today, for Staff Development Day here at Calvary, they had the entire staff packing bags for Feed New Mexico Kids. And so we're going to have Holly in this morning to talk about Feed New Mexico Kids. And that's just perfect since everybody was subjected to torturous... No, I'm just kidding. It was great.
Holly Slade.
Yeah, dude, packing bags for Feeding Mexico Kids.
That's
The
right.
entire staff yesterday.
We'll see what's going
It's
on.
very cool.
Feed NM Kids. But we have something we should talk about because this is crazy. This is the Operation Varsity Blues is what they're calling this. You guys know of Full House or Fuller House.
Dude.
There is an actor, Lori Laughlin, who is in the Full House, Fuller House series.
Yeah.
There's also another actor named Felicity Huffman. These two actors are facing probably some let's face it, they're actors. They won't go to jail probably.
Oh, dude.
I don't know though. They might be, but
Oh, we shall see.
yeah, they could be in a lot of trouble. I don't know if you guys are following this story, but there's this nationwide college admissions scandal going on. And it's the biggest one our Justice Department has ever investigated. They are calling it Operation Varsity Blues. The official charges against both of them are conspiracy to commit mail fraud and honest services mail fraud. So here's what's going on in a nutshell. There's a man named William Singer. He set up a fake charity that rich people would pay into. And in exchange, he would fraudulently get their kids into some of the top schools in the country. We're
This
talking like
is
Harvard.
Crazy.
How would he do it? Well, sometimes with straight up bribes. But Singer would also help students cheat on college entrance exams, or he'd even fake athletic credentials for them.
Yeah.
Now this is the crazy. This is the next level crazy part. So some of these actors' kids they've never played a sport in their life. Okay, and so they would Photoshop these rich kids playing sports on other athletes.
Man.
This is crazy. And people were paying from thousands to millions of dollars to get their kids into schools. Georgetown, UCLA,
I wanted
USC.
to go to Georgetown.
See?
Had I known
You know, you
that
just
if
need
I
money.
could have just gotten rich
Mm-hmm.
and then bribed somebody, my ACT scores would have looked much better.
Stanford, Wake Forest, Yale, Harvard. Singer has been running the scam since 2011. Now,
Man.
Felicity Huffman, she's probably best known from Desperate Housewives. She reportedly paid $15,000 to help her eldest daughter out. What happened was that after she took the SAT, a proctor secretly corrected her wrong answers. So they basically go and take these SATs. And I think a lot of times, too, the students, these kids don't even know that their parents are doing this. So they actually will do the SAT, and they think that when they get a 1,500 score back, they're like, oh, I got a 1,500. Maybe I could do better. And then they're like, no, you're fine. You know, they have no idea. Some of the kids know, some of the kids don't. But Felicity Huffman, her husband is William H. Macy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've noticed he's really not in the news at all. I don't know what's going on with that, if he just didn't know.
So I've been
it.
I've been reading a bunch on it, and I guess here's how he's spared. He wasn't a part of it for the older daughter,
Okay.
and him and his wife talked about it to do it for the younger daughter, but they didn't go through with it.
Ah.
So technically speaking, he wasn't involved
Ooh.
in the first one,
Oh.
and so he's somehow spared.
Wow. He dodged a bullet there.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, William H. Macy.
Yeah, right? Now, as for Lori Laughlin, she and her husband, they got nailed for this. They allegedly paid $500,000 to have their two daughters,
Oh my gosh.
designated as recruits to the USC crew team. And both their kids, they've never played sports. They don't play sports.
Could you imagine being Lori Laughlin and her husband Massimo? Which, by the way, her husband is freaking Massimo.
Massimo. Yeah.
Like, that's her husband, the clothing designer, Massimo. Everybody gets busted and they're like in handcuffs sitting there, and it's like, yeah, dude, we paid $500,000 to USC. And then William H. Macy's wife is like, oh, ours was only 15,000.
Well, I guess it just depends on what package you get.
This is crazy.
Because the reason they paid $500,000 is because, well, they did the Photoshop package where they photoshopped their girls on rowing machines, working out. So charges have been filed against dozens of people, including exam administrators, school athletic coaches, parents. It's not clear if they'll go after any of the kids, and the colleges themselves seem to be off the hook, at least for now. And so Felicity, she was reportedly arrested by FBI agents with their guns drawn early yesterday morning. Like, they busted in, full-on SWAT. Her bond was set at $250,000, and she was ordered to surrender her passport. Now, I was reading some of this earlier this morning. Was the reason why I think the FBI, they really threw down on Felicity, is they found out that they were taking, I guess, a lot of like the colleges, and I don't know how Felicity and her husband were involved in this, but they would, to clean the money, they would donate the $500,000 or the $15,000, however much they paid, to a charity, so they didn't have to get taxed on it. So I think when you're dealing with Uncle Sam, that
they're like scrubbing the money
Yeah,
clean and like
exactly.
redirecting it to other places. Highly illegal.
Right.
Here's what's sad. I've everywhere I've read so far, and somebody said it on YouTube. Matthew in St. Louis. What about the fact that the kids weren't in on it? Could you imagine being that kid that's like at USC?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you find out you actually did not get in on
right,
your own merits.
like you didn't actually get
Like,
a 1,500, score on your SAT.
Your SAT is not that good, and you're not.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Like your parents paid $500,000 to change your scores so that you'd get into the school you wanted to get into, and this whole time you thought you got in on your own merit.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like real life Riverdale, guys. R.I.P. Luke Perry.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Money. Gosh, man, it makes life a lot easier, doesn't it, when you look at that? Wait, no, it doesn't.
CSB is like, bro, you can buy diplomas online, guys. This is nothing new. And Lyric said the same thing. Why not just pay the guy to forge a diploma, skip all the work?
Yeah, well, the thing is that, like you said, a lot of these kids had no idea.
Yeah.
The parents are doing it behind their backs.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what it is. A lot of people are saying it's just to kind of show off that, oh, my kid's going to Yale or Harvard or Georgetown. When they're, these rich kids, they don't have to work for anything. Think about that.
Gosh.
Now, I'm not saying that all rich kids are spoiled little brats that, they're going to fail at life.
Yeah.
But when you have money, it does make things a lot easier.
Could you imagine being the kid whose parents paid $500,000 to like fake your way into school? I'd be like, I could have opened a business or 7 with that.
You're right.
I could have.
Right.
So many things I could have done myself with that.
Right. But I think it's that status that these celebs want.
That's crazy, man.
They want people to know, hey, my kid got into Georgetown or Yale.
Bob said this is a logical outgrowth of the entitlement culture that we've cultivated in the United States for the past 40 years or so. Yeah.
Jeez.
So, he said it is rich people, but more specifically, the liberal rich Hollywood elite.
Yeah.
Just had to throw liberal in there. Are we sure that they're liberal? Does their political leaning have anything to do with it? Do we know that?
They are so
Do we
left.
actually know that?
Yeah. Now, what's kind of crazy about this, there's an old episode of Full House where Becky, that's, Aunt Becky, Lori Loughlin, that was her character on Full House. So Aunt Becky admits they lied on the applications to get the twins into an elite preschool. Do you remember that episode?
Look, Mrs. Jacobs, we have to be honest. Well, I have to be honest. We may have, well, he may have embellished, lied a bit on our application.
Honest. She's been on this honesty kick all week.
Well, we had a feeling you might have embellished. Not too many 2-year-olds are
Isn't that crazy?
This is crazy. By the way,
Maybe she's the ringleader.
I have to say this because this I'm sorry about, but I love you, but this makes me insane when people have to politicize it. I know what you're saying about it being Hollywood rich elites, but if you take a look at the people who were just caught in this college admission scandal, including Lori Loughlin, their donations in recent years, other donations that they made because now their money's all Mark Rubio was one. For the presidential campaign of Mitt Romney was another. And so it's not
left.
It's not left leaning. It's major political donors on both sides. So it has nothing to do with their political leaning. It just has to do with the fact that they're entitled rich people, and it affects both the right and the left.
Right.
So, yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
What did they have other names on there? Did they any other celebrities, or did they just mention a lot of like the faculty and administration?
Yes, a lot of them, but not celebrities like we would know. Do you know what I mean? Because one's like Robert Flaxman, who's the CEO of Crown Realty and Development. I don't know who that is. Gordon Kaplan, who is an attorney. I don't know. Jane Buckingham, a marketing consultant.
So these are very wealthy, business.
Robert Zangrillo, the CEO of Dragon Global.
Yes.
Abzedazabazi Gamamal, former casino executive.
Wow.
Douglas Hodge, former PIMCO CEO.
Yeah, put him on blast.
Manuel Henriquez, chairman and CEO of Hercules Technology Growth Capital. Yeah, these are all just really rich people.
Well, good news. Netflix has already capitalized on this. They have the Fuller House, They're already working on an upcoming series called Full House Arrest. Did you hear about this on Netflix?
Coming soon to Netflix. Full House Arrest. Episode 1 is when it goes all wrong.
So nice to meet all of you. I'm Professor Bartholomew Higginbotham. I'll be assisting you with your SATs.
You're going to have such a special evening with whatever his name is.
Let's begin the Q&A.
Capital of Nevada.
I don't know.
She never knew that.
Perfect as usual.
Well done. You have your choice of schools. Fayetteville State, Arizona State.
Is there a third choice?
I'm kidding. You're in it, USC.
This is wonderful.
Oh, just one more thing. I need you to sign here, and I need a check for $500,000.
Yeah.
Splendid.
Don't miss Full House Arrest.
I want to watch it.
And also coming soon, desperate to get their kids in college, housewives.
Oh, wow. You got to capitalize on it. Well, of course, we'll keep you updated as this story unfolds.
Oh, dude, I've already got an update on Lori Loughlin's daughter, courtesy of a Starmie member who sent in this article from People Magazine. And it's just gross, man.
Mm-hmm.
When you're that entitled and you just have lost perspective on reality. Because she's actually a YouTube celebrity, Lori Loughlin's daughter. So she made comments last year about school and what school means to her.
Yeah, I think I have those clips.
Oh, man.
Yeah. We'll play those when we come back. And good morning, Starmie. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Live on YouTube at Star 88 FM. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Star 88 welcomes Turf Creation Construction as a power partner. Turf Creation Construction has been landscaping yards, installing artificial turf, and creating block and decorative walls and ramadas for homes and businesses since 1980. They also create outdoor living elements like fire pits, waterfalls, and fireplaces. Turf Creation Construction at 505-550-5609. Online at turfcreations.net. Thank you, Turf Creative Construction, for becoming a power partner. A strong marriage can change a couple, a community, and a culture. Join us at Calvary Church Albuquerque for our Marriage Enrichment Workshop Friday evening, April 5th, and Saturday, April 6th. Before the workshop, couples will complete the #1 research-based marriage evaluation tool by Prepare Enrich. At the workshop, you'll get your personalized results and practical application from trained facilitators. The cost for this workshop is $95 per couple, and space is limited. Register by March 18th at calvarynm.church.
As believers, we've been given a mission. Skip Heitzig tells you more.
You can't read the Bible without discovering that God is a missionary God. He sends people.
Our purpose is to share the good news of salvation through Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ himself was a missionary. Hotspot. Right? He left heaven and came to this earth with a purpose to seek and to save those who are lost.
Access Skip's full teaching library at connectwithskip.com.
The church must never turn inward and become one giant bless me club. Our vision must be outward and it must be global.
Subscribe to the Skip Heitzig podcast on your mobile device.
The cure for sin is universal. It's Jesus Christ. It's for all the world. And the doctor says to us, go into all the world and preach the gospel. Hotspot.
rafters. Every good thing. 629 on Star 88.
High today of 50 degrees.
Is it going to rain?
Looks like it. There's a big old blue water drop.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you guys out there, but my allergies feel a little bit better. I'm not as, like, bleh. I feel like it's starting to clear up a little bit.
Yeah?
I don't know. That's just me.
Okay.
Hopefully everybody else is feeling a little bit better.
The Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
So we've been talking about this Lori Loughlin, Felicity Huffman college admissions scandal.
Yeah.
Where the rich have been paying a guy between thousands and millions of dollars to fraudulently get their kids into schools like Yale, Stanford, UCLA, and USC. It's a big deal. The FBI like busted in on Felicity Huffman, like guns drawn and everything.
Yeah.
And arrested him. And now they're all these different names of people, other celebrities, faculties from these colleges, coaches. They're all, they're in big trouble. This is like they're in hot water because they've been paying these colleges to get their kids in, and a lot of the kids had no idea that their parents were doing this. Now, was Lori Loughlin's kid? Did she know what was going on?
It didn't sound like it. It didn't sound like it. In fact, if anything, it sounded like she didn't even care about going to college.
Yeah, here's a clip of her because she's on Instagram, and
she's like YouTube famous, guys.
Exactly. And here she is, talking about how she doesn't really care about going to school.
So I'll be going to college and I'll still be working on YouTube. With work, it's going to be hard. Like my first week of school, I'm leaving to go to Fiji for work. And then I'll be in New York a bunch this year for work and traveling to a different country because I'm creating something with this country and that's for work. So I don't know how much of school I'm going to attend, but I'm going to go in and talk to my deans and everyone and hope that I can try and balance it all. But I do want the experience of like game days, partying. I don't really care about school.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
and now your parents are going to prison.
Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
If I was sitting there
your parents are going to prison because they paid $500,000 in order to secure spots for you and your sister on the USC crew team. Despite the fact that neither girl actually rode at an elite level.
They photoshopped their kids' faces on row machines. Like people on row machines.
This is for real, guys. Not even joking.
I think there was even a photo people were talking about. I don't know which kid it was, but they said that they were on the water polo team. And they photoshopped their face on this athlete on the water polo team, except this girl is like 5'1".
Yeah.
She's this short little girl, but it'd be like impossible for the way that this girl was jumping out of the water.
Yeah.
A girl that's 5'1", there's no possible way. I mean, it was crazy. Some of the things that have come out on this.
Here's what's going to be interesting to see. The attorney during the press conference said this about this whole situation. This case is about the widening corruption of elite college admissions through the steady application of wealth combined with fraud. There can be no separate college admission system for the wealthy. And I'll add, there will not be a separate criminal justice system either.
You are so woke.
For every student admitted through fraud, an honest, genuinely talented student was rejected. This person was like, I could have gone to Georgetown. I didn't get in because you rich kids.
Right.
I'm going to burn the place down. This is bad. They're facing prison. And what's interesting to me is immediately, though, we had a bunch of people chiming in who were like, I don't see anything wrong with this. Like this, is this really entitlement? I see no problem paying to get your kid into a school. Maybe how they did it was wrong, but parents pay to get their kids into private schools. What's the difference? The difference is...
Oh my gosh.
If you're paying for your kid to go to private school, like for me, I went to the New Mexico Military Institute. Mm-hmm. It was a few grand every year. I had multiple scholarships that I actually earned. Exactly. I had to test in, and I had to work really hard. And in order to keep, I had one which was like the governor's scholarship or the whatever scholarship. You had to keep a certain GPA through all of my middle school years, which that was obnoxious. And because it's middle school, who cares, right?
Yeah.
Well, they do. And test in and do all of these things that I actually had to do in order to get in. So it's not as simple as like, yeah, but here's money. Parents give money all the time.
A private school, everybody pays.
Yeah.
Now, when you go to college, you have these kids, like Steve-O was just saying, that have been working their butts off.
Yes.
And even, these athletes who that's been their lives since they were little kids, working towards a scholarship or getting into college legit. Now you have these kids who, just because their parents are celebrities or wealthy and have money, they're able to bypass all of that hard work and get into an elite school and even get on an athletic team. Come on.
That's
you
crazy to me.
You can't be okay with that.
Right.
Right, Bill Peterson?
Good morning, my brothers. How you guys doing?
I thought it was Bill. Darn it.
Anytime we're talking anything financial or.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, so sorry to let you down.
No, you didn't. You didn't at all.
Hey, you know what? Where I was growing up from, that was called knowing a guy.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's which is also sad and true.
I get it, but but isn't this just a microcosm of how life is? You know what I mean? I mean, if you just know a guy, you're going to get hooked up, and I mean, it does suck for these students that are working hard and busting their tails, and and just because Aunt Becky or whatever she was, made a lot of money on Full House, I mean, it sucks, but I hope this isn't a discouragement to the students out there, because when you earn it, you feel better about it instead of someone just handing it to you. So,
exactly.
Anyway, I just wanted to chime in real quick, check in with you guys. And, hey, man, you guys are doing great, man.
Thanks, Rob. Later, dude.
You know what's sad is he's not wrong, because when, looking at all there's just articles and articles. And back in 2017, there was an expose written to expose this process.
Ooh.
The dirty secret of elite college admissions. And they focused in on these crazy schools that have, quote, legacy students, meaning your parents, your grandparents, somebody went to the school, like Princeton, for instance, the hopefuls. And sadly, it was improving your SAT scores by 160 points or increasing your chance to get into Harvard by 5 times.
Right.
And sadly, there's nothing you can do to earn them. You have to be born with them, because they were looking at statistics, and even students with perfect SAT scores, diverse extracurricular activities, strong entrance essays were oftentimes overlooked at Princeton or Harvard because the school favors the children or grandchildren of graduates. And so if you were a child or a grandchild of a graduate, your application was 31% percentage points higher than just a new student trying to get into these schools.
Wow.
So there already is, sadly, without even having rich people paying your way into these schools, there's already bias, and it's already it's a mess. That's why you do like Dex and I did. Don't even graduate, okay?
Oh, well.
I didn't even graduate high school.
Wow,
So did you go to college? Let's be real.
I didn't go to college.
Yeah,
no, I did
come
not.
on.
I did graduate high school, but no, I did not go to college. I joined radio right at 18, man.
Yeah.
I never looked back.
Rosalind's like, okay, why go through such lengths to go to college if they clearly can make a great living without college degrees? But that's it. It's like what?
I think it's a status symbol. It's these parents, they want to look cool to all their other big celebrity friends, Yeah. I mean, we don't get it. A lot of us don't understand that lifestyle and the pressures that these people are under. And I'm not saying that that's, giving them any excuse of why they're doing it, because it's not okay. But I think from what I've read is that that's kind of why a lot of these celebrities are doing it, because they're trying to keep up with everybody else.
Yeah. Man, this is a nationwide conspiracy that facilitated cheating on college entrance exams and the admission of students to elite universities. Man, people were arrested in multiple states.
Yep.
50 people. 50 people indicted so far.
Well, we just played a clip of Lori Loughlin's daughter, talking about, she's a YouTuber, Instagrammer, and she had no idea that her parents were doing this. And so we just played a clip of her talking about she's just excited, not necessarily about, going to college to do, schoolwork, but partying and stuff. Well, she later apologized for what she said about college.
I said something super ignorant and stupid, basically, and it totally came across that I'm not grateful for college. I'm going to a really nice school, and it just kind of made it seem like I don't care. I just want to brush it off. I'm just going to be successful on YouTube and not have to worry about school. And I watch it back and I read the comments, and I'm just really disappointed in myself. I'm not here to make excuses or whatever, and obviously I could have done worse, but it's just annoying and frustrating to look on, I guess, because I'm not like that, and I didn't mean it that way.
So I think she got hammered on YouTube.
Here's
for
like
her
one
comment.
of the just one of the comments, like looking at it. I honestly find it very disappointing when you say you care more about parties and tailgates rather than your education.
Yeah.
If you hate school so much, why even go to college? It's honestly insulting when tons of people can't even afford to go to a college but want to.
Hey, I honestly kind of feel bad for her in a way, because here's this girl. I mean, that her life is. I'm a YouTube
born
star.
into this.
Yeah, I'm born into this family, and she had no idea her parents were paying $500,000 or up to $1 million to get her and her sister into an elite college, and she's just going on. How stupid would you feel
as the parent?
Well,
or
as
the
a
child?
kid, I would
Okay.
feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'd be able to go back on YouTube or Instagram. Like, I would be so embarrassed, because I'm sitting there like, kind of bragging in a way, like, oh, I'm getting ready for school. And
Right.
then you find out, like, you didn't even make it into that school, legitimately.
Right.
Oh, my gosh. I'd be so mad. Ugh. It's not her fault.
I mean, it's somewhat not her. I get it.
I'd be
Her
like,
mom's
give me the
like
SAT.
this
I'm doing it right now.
Famous actress. Her dad is a successful fashion designer, like clothing designer. I get it. You're born into this system, but man.
Watch, she's going to try to take the SAT on her own, and she's going to score like a 40.
Hers wasn't even her test scores. It was they lied to pretend like she was on the rowing
I know.
team so that she'd have like a more diverse application.
Yeah.
$500,000 so that she could be on the rowing team. Life skills, bro.
Uh-huh.
Life skills.
All right, we got to take another quick break. You guys want to chime in? We're live on YouTube at Star 88 FM. You can call us 505-338-3700. You can also text in. What's the live line number?
505-585-LIVE. That's 505-585-5483.
Live from the Dreamstar Remodeling Star 88 Studios. We'll be right back.
As a Christian, you have a hope to share. With more, here's Matt Chandler on a Star 88 PowerPoint.
Think about how organic, natural, deep relationships begin to shape almost everything about your life. So the one that I can go to most easily is my relationship with Lauren. So man, I am absorbing things from her all the time. So that if you came in to my office and I'll ask you what I ask anybody who comes to my office, can I get you a coffee or a water? And you said, yeah, I'd love a coffee, and you grab that coffee and tried to set it down on my desk without a coaster. I would just instinctively grab a coaster and set that under there. Now, I'm the son of a truck driver. I didn't even know what a coaster was until I got married. And now you can't even come into my office and set that thing down. You might ruin that table. I didn't know any of that. I just absorbed that from my wife. It wasn't even something she told me. You better put a coaster down on that. Like, that's not what happened. I just picked up that must be important. Let me start doing that. And so you absorb from others organically.
That's Matt Chandler on a Star 88 PowerPoint.
Worthy of every song we could ever sing, worthy of all the praise we could ever bring, worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you, oh, we live for you. Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one who could ever save. every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Oh, we live for you. We live for you. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder and show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. I will build my life upon, and I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation, and I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not be shaken. And I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation, and I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not be shaken. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder and show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation, and I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not be shaken.
Pat Barrett, Build My Life. 648 on Star 88.
High today of 50 degrees.
What's going on in the news today?
Two Hollywood actresses are charged in a nationwide college cheating scandal. Some 13 people have been arrested in L.A. alone.
More countries around the world are banning Boeing's new jet from their airspace.
Pressure in Congress also building to ground the plane domestically.
The ATF has launched a multi-state search after guns were stolen from one of its facilities.
A major storm moving across the country, blizzard warnings, damaging winds, and flood alerts. For much of the middle of the country.
Wells Fargo CEO Tim Sloan grilled by the Financial Services Committee.
I'm shocked that you're not in an orange suit and a little jail cell.
Major blow to Prime Minister Theresa May and her latest Brexit deal, lawmakers voting it down. She had renegotiated parts of it after her first attempt was rejected in January.
The clearest signs yet that Joe Biden is on the cusp of running for president.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the program. Dex, Steve-O.
Hi.
Starmy, that's you. That's what we call you.
The Starmy. You see, you're like an army of stars.
That's right. Coming up. Feed NM Kids.
Yeah, dude.
We're going to talk about feeding the kids here in New Mexico. How we can help. What we can do. We're going to give you a lot of information that's going to be hard to hear.
It's a real nonprofit that you can give money to. It won't get your kid into college, but it'll feed someone else's.
Yes, yes. That's right.
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome back to the show. We're live on YouTube as well if you'd like to chime in there. Good morning, everybody. What's up, Roslyn, Trish, CSB, Thebes, all chiming in on the YouTube channel. What else we got going on? Speaking of people getting arrested, did you see Conor McGregor got arrested?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, dude.
Which, so apparently some fan was videoing him And Connor didn't like it, so he slapped the phone out of his hand and just stomped on his phone. Now, Connor's out of jail now, but he went to jail. And I was thinking about this. This just gives him more street cred, right? Like, this is the type of arrest that just makes him even more popular.
Maybe? I don't know.
I think about it, man. He got into a fight with a bus. He got into a fight with a bus.
I know.
And look what happened. It's so crazy, man. According to the police report, it was around 5 a.m. Monday. The owner of the phone was walking out of the hotel at the same time as Connor.
Okay.
The fan attempted to take a photo, and then Connor just slapped the victim's phone out of his hand, causing it to fall to the ground. And Connor then allegedly stomped on the phone several times.
Gosh.
McGregor then picked up the phone and walked away with it. And it appears the incident was captured on surveillance video. And he's been booked for robbery / strong arm and criminal mischief. He's currently being held $500 bond on bail. It's unclear why Connor was outside the hotel at 5 a.m., but it seems he and the fan were leaving this nightclub, which is inside the hotel, and it closes around 5 a.m. Yeah. I think more street cred.
Yeah. I want to know. Like, I want to see this footage. Because it just sounds like he's a jerk.
Well, yeah.
Plain and simple.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
he is a jerk.
He was walking out of this club, and a fan attempted to take his picture, and he like smashed this guy's phone. Like, that doesn't seem. Because here we're like looking at him leaving jail, and there's a million cameras in his face, right?
Yeah.
Like, clearly he's used to this all the time.
Think about it. When's the last time we talked about Connor? He hasn't been in the news lately.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the perfect way to get back into the news. Yeah. Like, what's going on with Connor? He lost his last fight. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
He's getting more street cred.
This is street cred by smashing some poor random fan's
Yeah, he didn't hurt
phone.
anybody. Just like, I mean, he tried to fight a bus and ended up accidentally hurting a couple other UFC fighters.
Gosh. Yeah, I saw this and I was so bummed out because it's like, man, I want to like him, but that just seems like a jerk move.
Yeah.
We get it. It's never okay to just put a phone or a camera in someone's face. That would be obnoxious, but.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're a fighter, okay? So where's your discipline at?
Right.
You're also a celebrity, which that comes with the territory, bro.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. At least he didn't slap the dude, you know?
Somebody said, when somebody is taking your picture without permission, I think you can do whatever you want to a phone. I have had my picture taken at random, and it is the most annoying, violating thing you can do to somebody.
Well,
he
went to jail for what he did, so...
I kind of I agree and disagree, because I definitely agree that it's never okay to just start snapping someone's picture, celebrity or not. It's weird to me. Never cool. But slapping the guy's phone out of his hand and then just stomping it to pieces and picking it up and keeping it, not okay.
Not okay.
That's called theft. So,
man, Starmy, just justifying bad behavior. What is up with that? It's crazy.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of criminals and arrests, Steve-O found a local story coming up about, did it happen
just
at
highlighting
Domino's?
Albuquerque.
Where did it at a pizza place?
Yeah. Local pizza place here in the Albuquerque metro area.
Do you have time to share it now, or do you want to share it when we come back?
Oh, yeah. Sadly, a pizza shop in southwest Albuquerque was held up at gunpoint last Thursday. 27-year-old, according to the criminal complaint, he walked into the Little Caesars, mask on his face, and orange gloves.
Okay.
Why orange gloves? Well, Little Caesars. Can't corroborate if that's why he chose orange gloves or not, but. So here's the crazy thing, dude. This guy pulls a gun and robs this establishment, how much money do you think, like, is at a Little Caesars pizza shop? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
Hot and readies aren't exactly expensive.
What part of town did you say this was in?
Oh, man. I almost don't want to say it because I just know that as soon as I say it, everyone's going to immediately...
It happened on Central, didn't it?
No.
Oh, did it happen?
Rio Bravo and Isleta.
Ooh, yeah, that's
Southwest Albuquerque.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's I would honestly, probably not a whole lot being in that neighborhood. I would imagine that they don't even keep cash in the register.
Right.
Probably just have a safe underneath. Yeah. So how much did he take?
This happened last Thursday night. He walked in wearing a mask, orange gloves, pulled out a gun, and he made off with the cash in the register. All $9.
$9? He made off with $9?
$9, man. Whew. And by made off, I mean he made it out to the parking lot. At which point, an employee told deputies he chased Brewer down.
Oh, no.
For $9 and shot at him several times.
He shot at him? He shot him or shot at him?
Shot at him several times, hit him once, boom.
Oh my gosh. The employee at the pizza joint chased after this guy and shot him.
The employee said he was scared for his life and he didn't want the robber to hurt someone else because he was carrying a loaded firearm.
Oh, okay. Well.
So I guess after being shot, this guy fell to the ground, screaming for help. Another unidentified person helped him into a waiting vehicle, leaving the $9 in the parking lot. And it wasn't long after that the police found him outside of a Motel 6 near University and I-40. So he was still wearing the same clothes he used during the robbery. Yeah.
Okay, so we got to take a break, but I want people to chime in on this. What do you think, Starmy? Is that justified?
What, shooting somebody for $9?
Shooting, as the employee of this pizza joint, this guy robs the place for $9, takes off, and then the employee runs after him and shoots him.
Well, man, Little Caesars actually is not commenting on the story whatsoever.
Okay.
So they will not say. Nobody knows whether or not the employee is going to be charged. And as I mentioned, the pizza shop not going to comment on the story. But, yeah.
Well, I'm curious to
the guy lived, by the way. He just got out of the hospital. He was booked
good.
into the Metropolitan Detention Center on one count of armed robbery with a deadly weapon. So,
all right. What are your thoughts, Starmy? You know, Albuquerque, this is a tough city. You know, we see this all the time. So, is this what needs to happen for criminals to stop doing stuff like this? Because it's happening all the time. You can chime in on YouTube. You can text in. You can call us when we come back. We'll be right back. Hang out.
Here's Skip Heitzig with a word about Calvary College.
I'm thrilled to invite you to take your life's purpose to a whole new level with a degree in biblical studies from Calvary College. We have retooled our School of Ministry into an associate degree program, and it all happens right here on campus. Calvary College instructors are theologians who are passionate about the text of the Bible. And our curriculum trains students to study the Bible academically, think about it critically, and serve God practically. Classes are evening only, and you have the option to attend full or part-time. If you've always wanted to learn more about God and His Word in an academic environment, visit calvaryabq.college. Applications for the upcoming academic year are due by August 16th.
Get more information about Calvary College at calvaryabq.college. That's calvaryabq.college.
Tony Evans. This is a Star 88 Supernova.
Because of the hardness of your heart, Moses permitted you to divorce your wives. But from the beginning, it has not been this way. All right? So let's get this straight. God says, I let Moses come up with a bill of divorcement, not by, their word was command. Jesus said, no, it wasn't a command, it was a permission. God never commanded divorce, but He did permit it under certain limited circumstances in order to maintain order in society. Why did he permit it? He said, because of the hardness of your heart. You refuse to submit to God's way, and that's why divorce exists. Divorce exists, Jesus says, because one party or both parties refuse to submit to God's alignment, God's covenant, and God's way.
That was Pastor Tony Evans on a Star 88 Supernova. This is Star 88 at 88.3 FM, KLYT, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, and online at star88.fm.
Let's go! I tried to cover my shine. I tried staying in the lines. I don't wanna hide. No, not tonight. You want me to take my lights, fit it in your box, right? I want you to look me in the eye. Ready or not, here I come. I'm about to show you where the light comes from. Oh, ready or not, here I come. This is who I am, I won't hide it. I'ma take it all over the world. To the young, to the old, every boy and girl. Ready or not, here I come. I'ma show the world where the love is, where the love is, where the love is, where the love is, where the love is. Ready or not, ready or not, where the love is, where the love is, where the love is, where the love is. Ready or not, I'm not ever selling out. Love out loud is what it's all about. Giving everything to see the lost get found. Yeah, it's going down. You want me to take my lights, fit it in your box, right? I want you to look me in the eye. Ready or not, here I come. I'm about to show you where the light comes from. Oh, ready or not, here I come. This is who I am, I won't hide it. I'ma take it all over the world. To the young, to the old, every boy and girl. Ready or not, here I come. I'ma show the world where the love is.
Refuse to keep this buried deep inside. Get this little light of mine, it's time to let it shine a bit, cause there's no point in hiding it. It's everything I am, the source of all my hope, and it's the reason why I stand. I pledge allegiance to being somebody real. There's no more holding it back. I'm showing them how I feel, cause love is more than a word. It's a noun and a verb, and highness absurd. You heard?
Ready or not, here I come. I'm about to show you where the light comes from. Oh, ready or not, here I come. This is who I am, and I won't hide it. I'ma take it all over the world. To the young, to the old, every boy and girl. Ready or not, here I come. I'ma show the world where the love is. Ready or not, where the love is, where the love is, where the love is. Ready or not, ready or not, where the love is, where the love is, where the love is. I'ma show you where the love is. Ready or not, where the love is, where the love is, where the love is. I'ma show you where the love is. Ready or not, ready or not.
Britt Nicole, ready or not? On Star 88, 703.
High today of 50 degrees.
You know what that means.
The Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
We'll do it live.
Get that in. Welcome to the show, everybody. On a Wednesday. A lot of people chiming in. Thoughts on a criminal breaking into a pizza joint here in Albuquerque. Steals $9, takes off, and an employee from the pizza joint chases the criminal, shoots at him, hits him. Was it justified? $9. $9. I definitely have some thoughts on this. I don't know. What is the Starmy saying about this? What are they saying?
Let's see. It's completely unjustified.
Mm-hmm.
He quickly went from being the victim of an armed robbery to the offender of aggravated battery. If you're truly that scared, call 911, keep your distance, be a good witness. By all means, defend yourself when your life is threatened, but when they run, there's no longer an imminent threat to your life, and firing aimlessly at someone is ridiculous. You always have to look at the what ifs, and the big one here is, what if the clerk had missed his target and hit some innocent bystander or kid? Our boy Chris chimed in and said, Steve-O, if I may ask, who is on your T-shirt? That's Cable.
Nobody knows who that is unless you've
Large
watched,
gun.
Deadpool 2, or you're a nerd.
A nerd. Big nerd. Somebody says, I think it's totally justified. As the community, we need to stand up to these people. It's just a matter of time before he ends up killing somebody or doing something horrific or some other serious crime.
Yeah, I kind of think about Spider-Man. We've kind of talked about this before where we saw what happened to Uncle Ben, right? And if Spider-Man wouldn't have, or if he would have taken out that criminal, then Uncle Ben would have still been alive. So let's just play the what if game. What if this guy didn't shoot this criminal, and this criminal gets away and ends up killing somebody because apparently this criminal, he had a gun, he robbed the. I mean, we could play the what if game all day, but
we could.
I'm just saying I'm reading a lot of these comments, and in a way, I kind of feel like I don't want anybody to get hurt.
Nope. And
the smart thing to do is to give the guy the money, and then you call 911 after he leaves.
Absolutely. Because here's the truth of the situation. This guy from Little Caesars is probably going to be charged, man.
Yeah. He's going to be in some trouble.
We've seen this so many times. Remember the Stormy chimed in with this point. I have my concealed carry. So I have to educate myself. This guy will likely be in big trouble. Maybe not with the police, but definitely a lawsuit. A decent lawyer will get charges on him easily. Because here's the law. You may defend your life if you feel it is in danger. If there is an imminent threat, if you feel like your life is in danger, that is when you can draw and shoot.
Okay.
However, when said threat is running away in a parking lot.
Yeah. Your life is not in jeopardy.
You are no longer facing a danger. Mm-hmm. You are no longer being threatened. You are no longer engaged in this holdup.
Oh man, Little Caesar's going to be paying out some money.
Your rights to do anything have completely ended.
See, this is why a lot of these companies have a policy in place that says you can't run after the criminal.
Yeah.
Because of situations like this.
Yeah.
That's why you get fired if you do it.
Somebody says, I think too many of us are just trying to justify illegal actions because we're tired of the criminals winning. And you're probably not wrong there.
See,
seriously.
And that's kind of where I'm on the fence in some ways, because there's a part of me that looks at the justice system and sees how broken it is. And most likely this criminal, if he would have gotten caught, which he would have sooner or later, he'd probably be out the next day. Who knows? They're in and out so easy. And it doesn't seem like, it seems like our city's getting worse in some ways. Yeah. It's not getting better. So is taking it, basically it's like, okay, well, if the police and the justice system isn't going to do anything about it, well, I guess we're going to have to step up as a community and do something, because, hey, if a criminal knows, if they go into a place and rob it, and chances are they're going to, get shot because somebody's carrying, or is that going to stop the criminals from doing it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe?
No. Our boy Festizio said, when I worked at a gas station before prepay was a thing, we would get drive-offs all the time. And the manager went chasing after one and actually got shot at.
Wow.
So no, not justified. Never worth risking your life.
Yeah,
dude, over $9.
And that's the thing too.
That's not his $9.
Here's this employee that works at this pizza place. You said he didn't just shoot once, he shot multiple times. Okay, where's those bullets going? If you're not a trained professional,
right,
you don't just fire your weapon in the middle of a city with homes and other businesses around.
Yeah, because that parking lot there, it's like a strip mall.
Yeah,
where that Little Caesars is.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a lot of other establishments in that parking lot, and it was on a Thursday evening. Who else was in that parking lot? What? Oh, man.
That's what drives me nuts about shows and movies, is when you have the police or whatever the good guys shooting in the middle of a city where there's like a mall. They're sitting there like blasting people when there's other people like right next to the criminals.
Right.
It's like, you don't do that.
No.
You don't shoot.
Oh, man.
So
Crazy.
This is bad. You guys got to know this is not okay.
Yeah, so if you're just joining, it's a horrible situation in Southwest Albuquerque. A Little Caesars was robbed at gunpoint, and this guy got away with $9. $9. Little Caesars right there on Rio Bravo and Isleta. And unfortunately, this guy tried to run off with the $9. An employee jumped the, register area, went chasing after him with the gun, shot a bunch of times. It says he fired off rounds, plural, and hit him once. So the guy, guy was caught, thankfully. The $9 was recovered.
$9.
Yeah, dude.
$9.
So this guy he was released from the hospital. He was booked into the Metropolitan Detention Center for 1 count of armed robbery. But Little Caesars hasn't commented yet, and we don't know what's going to happen to the employee, but $9.
Where did he say? Does it say the story where he got shot?
Does it say where he got shot?
Yeah.
No. Like on his body,
On
you
his
mean?
body, yeah.
Nah, it doesn't say. So, yeah.
Jeez, man.
An employee told deputies that the other employee chased the robber outside, shot at him several times, hitting him once. He was scared for his life and didn't want the robber to try and hurt someone else as he ran away in the parking lot.
Wow.
I don't want him to hurt anyone else in the parking lot, so I'm going to fire off a bunch of rounds into said parking lot. So that no one gets hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, totally. Makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. When you're in that place, your emotions are heightened. I couldn't fathom the adrenaline rushing through your body.
Yeah.
But that's also why if you have a firearm, as one person said, who has their concealed carry, this is why you need training. This is why not everybody should get it.
Did you say that this employee had a concealed carry?
Yeah, we do not know that. We do not know that.
Wow, interesting.
Because unfortunately for this guy, there's a chance he's going to face charges.
Yeah.
He was not in any kind of
Mm-hmm.
threatening situation. His life wasn't in danger. The guy was running away. So, yeah. So
that's crazy, man.
Yeah. Somebody said, man, I'm pretty sure Little Caesars doesn't even keep more than $20 in the register at any given time. It's all auto-locked in a safe.
Exactly.
Somebody else said, I've been told by an APD officer there's not enough officers to respond to a situation on time, and it's safer to take matters into my own hands to protect myself and others with my firearm.
Yeah, but
then they also said, but I wouldn't chase a fool for $9. Just to clarify.
That in this situation, I get it. If your life, if you feel like your life or the lives around you are being threatened, then yes, if you have a firearm, you're trained, you take it. Go for it.
Yep.
But not in this situation.
Our boy Albert says not justified, especially not if he chased him. I work at the Walgreens on Isleta and Rio Bravo. Graveyards. And when something like that happens, they warn all the surrounding stores. And in my experience, we close our stores and send the cops to watch the stores until it's all clear. It sucks, but he probably actually hurt our cause more than it helped by doing that. Also, that shopping center always populated because there's a laundromat there. So him firing aimlessly into a parking lot.
Do you think that people that work that shift should get paid a lot of money? I feel like I'm trying to think.
Right.
I'm trying to think. If I was going to go work at a gas station and they told me I was going to be working the overnight shift, I don't even know, man. You got to be crazy to take that shift, right? Like this stuff happens all the time.
Yeah.
Like you're going to get robbed. It's like when I was out Ubering and I was out in a kind of a bad part of town in the South Valley and we stopped at that gas station and then the guy behind the counter, he looked like he was about ready to have a heart attack. He was just on edge. You could tell. I don't know if he just got robbed or something. I don't know, but he was so nervous.
Yeah.
I would be too if I worked there.
Yeah. State law says you can defend yourself with deadly force to protect yourself, your things, and your neighbor's things. But again, the guy had already robbed the place. He was running in the parking lot. Wasn't in the store any longer.
Yeah.
Did not have his gun drawn. Like, how do we... I don't know. Somebody said, I'm with you, Dex. I'm conflicted. I feel for the good people who are just fed up with criminals doing whatever they want while honest people get hurt or taken advantage of. But this dude in the parking lot was definitely in the wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys have to be so careful, and don't take it into your own hands, you know?
Yeah.
Don't run after somebody who's stealing, you know, food or whatever it is out of the store. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Albuquerque's it's a tough city, man. If you've never been here, we have a lot of people that live out of town. This is a tough city. There's a lot of road rage, incidents that happen all the time where people get shot and killed.
Yeah.
People steal cars, and people try to go out and, you know, basically yell at the criminals that are stealing the cars. They end up getting shot and killed. You don't mess around with stuff like that in Albuquerque. I just always assume that everybody's packing.
Speaking of assuming, I'm going to assume this is an officer because they said it's completely unjustified. He went quickly from being the victim of an armed robbery to the offender of aggravated battery, right? So here's what you should do if you're truly that scared. Call 911, keep your distance, defend yourself when your life is threatened, but when they run, there's no longer an imminent threat to your life.
Right.
Sadly, people like this are going to be in and out of the systems because, you know, of our system. And then we were also invited by them to come on a ride-along to see what it's like if we'd really like to.
Oh, can I please?
Nope.
I want to be a police officer so bad, and I think that's...
He's serious.
I need to go on a ride-along just to see if it's my life, it's my next step in my life. So
Yeah.
hit us up. Contact. I'm going to go.
So apparently, I can't corroborate this, but somebody said my friend's son worked there that night. This guy hit up 2 other places that night. There were reports of the same person robbing other spots. So,
wow.
So we don't know. So.
All right. Well, it's pretty mixed.
Yeah.
Pretty mixed.
Somebody said I worked at a gas station, and it was mandatory, actually, to work 1 overnight shift a month. I was also pregnant at the time.
Oh, my gosh.
I quit a week before giving birth. The night I went into labor would have been the night I had to work my overnight shift.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
And the person said, good call. I am a cop.
Yeah.
Woo! Thank you for what you do.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, hit us back with a number that I can reach you at so we can get that ride along.
No. None of this wee stuff. I'm not doing a ride along.
I'm going to do the ride along.
I watch too many cop shows, bro.
Dude.
It's always the idiot ride along guy that gets in the way and gets stabbed or shot or something.
Live PD is my favorite show. I love Live PD.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. Good morning. Starman.
Okay.
We have Holly Slade coming in.
Yeah, dude.
Is she coming in next at 7:30?
Yeah.
Feed NM Kids. Need you guys to pay attention when we come back so you can spread the word. Feed NM Kids.
Honestly, I think it goes right along with what we've been talking about this morning, sadly.
Yeah, man. Exactly.
Truly.
All right, we're live from the Dream Style Remodeling Star 88 Studios. We'll be right back.
We need people, and we all yearn for community. Skip Heitzig says that God made you that way.
It's a basic need that we have. God created us with the need to have relationship, to have community. This is precisely where the church can and should excel.
Hotspot. The church is meant to be your family.
God's cure for isolation is to put people with his people. We need his people.
Want more from Skip? Visit connectwithskip.com. Being in God's family means being part of the family business.
If you're looking for some cause to get behind, you'll find no greater cause than the forgiveness cause, the salvation cause, and getting out the gospel cause.
Increase your Bible knowledge with Skip's reading plans. Search for Skip Heitzig in the YouVersion Bible app.
If you get one person as a Christian and another person and another person and another person and 100, soon the whole society is going to change. Because the heart's changed.
Hotspot.
Whether at home or in the workplace, we're all leaders. Become a better leader in this leadership moment with Craig Rochelle.
We have to remind ourselves whenever there's a problem, we can make progress or we can make excuses, but we cannot make both. I try to remind myself that within every problem, there's a hidden opportunity. If you can tell yourself that again and again, within every problem, there's a hidden opportunity. You can be innovative in the middle of great problems. I try to get away from the office whenever I'm working on a breakthrough idea. I'll often even leave town. A change of environment leads to a change of perspective. If you need to get innovative, get out of the normal workplace, see things differently, believe you can do something about the problem, and you can make a really big difference. Limitations, they're the breeding ground for innovation. Have a can-do mindset. We can do something even though we don't have everything we think we need, and we're gonna make adjustments and grow and have some breakthrough ideas.
That was Craig Groeschel on a Star 88 Leadership Moment. Hear more at life.church/leadership podcast.
In the morning when my heart is cold, you're the heat for my weary soul. You're the good in all I know. In the mirror, all that I see is your grace looking back at me. I'm not the man that I used to be. You're the song rising from my heart. Everything comes alive. Everything comes alive. Everything comes alive. Everything comes alive. And you. In the evening when my bones are tired, you're my strength and my heart's desire. You're the light when the sun expires. I remember how far I've come. I'm not lost with you, I'm home. I didn't find you on my own. You're the song rising from my heart. Everything comes alive. Everything comes alive. Everything comes alive. Everything comes alive. And you, I'm made alive. Now I'm by your side. I've come alive. I've come alive. I'm made alive. Now I'm by your side. I've come alive. I've come alive. When my days are done, I got a hope that I'm sure of. I'll be with you in heavenly places. I'll be with you in heavenly places. I'll be with you in heavenly places. Heavenly places. My heart is beating to the rhythm of your love. My feet are running ever faster to your grace. My heart is beating to the rhythm of your love. My feet are running ever faster to your everything comes alive. I'll be with you in heavenly places. Everything comes alive. I'll be with you in heavenly places. Everything comes alive. I'll be with you in heavenly places. Everything comes alive. Heavenly places. Everything comes alive.
We are Messengers. Everything comes alive on Star 88, 724.
High today of 50 degrees.
Wake up, get up, 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 wake up, get up. It's the Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
Oh, Starmy. Turn your radios up. Tell your friends to chime in to hear the good news of Holly Slade. Hello, Holly.
Hello, you guys.
Welcome.
Thanks. Good morning.
Poor thing, dying of allergies like
Dude.
75% of the city.
Hey, mine's bronchitis. You
Oh,
know,
bronchitis.
So, yeah, mine's going to go away soon. You'll still be
Yeah.
stuck with allergies.
Forever.
Man.
That's one of the negatives of the Land of enchantment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just
Yeah.
beautiful here, guys. We just love it.
It's
here.
just beautiful. See that mountain over there? It's killing us.
Oh my gosh! Seriously.
Gorgeous, though.
Can we just get rid of the mountain? Is that
No.
possible?
I'd move.
Isn't it? Didn't the Bible
I'd-
say that if
Yeah.
you have faith of a mustard seed, you could move a mountain?
Where are you going to move it? Where are we going to move that thing?
Anywhere but here.
I mean, seriously,
I don't know.
where are we going to find land to
Send it
place
down to
that
Las
thing?
Cruces.
Yeah,
you know?
Texas would like a mountain.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's very
exactly.
true.
Yeah,
I'm sure
so
they
true.
would be happy to take it.
Yeah, like Kansas,
Kansas.
North, South Dakota. They're pretty
Man.
flat. Give
Yeah.
them a mountain.
Man.
I don't know.
And then we'll sweep through the prairies and give them all the chamisa and all that kind of stuff. Too. Let's just wipe it out. Let's become an ocean.
Gosh.
I love it.
There we go.
Pass. I love New
I'm in.
Mexico so much.
I'm in.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks.
Good to have you guys here.
Good to be
Good
here.
to be here.
I haven't seen you since yesterday.
Long time. Missed
Yeah.
you a lot. Missed you so much.
So yesterday was staff development day here at Calvary, and so we were plugging away in this really rad conference, if you will, like sessions with Phil Cook, an amazing speaker.
Unbelievable.
Dude.
Super high caliber.
Right?
Probably my favorite we've ever had here.
Right.
Great podcast, by the way. Phil Cook podcast, COOKE.
It's really going to take our YouTube show to the next level.
Seriously. Like, honestly, I loved everything the guy said. Huge fan. And then we got to eat some lunch, and shortly thereafter, Nate said, "You know what we're going to do today as a staff? We're going to contribute and be a part of a pretty dope nonprofit here in the city." And the entire staff packed Feed New Mexico Kids bags,
Yeah,
which was
it-
awesome.
It was amazing.
It was a cool surprise. I had no idea. I was like, what?
Yeah.
No Hinkle Family Fun Center this time. All right. Let's do something worthwhile.
Yeah, it was
Oh, man,
fabulous.
I loved it. So how many bags were packed yesterday? Do we
Somewhere
know?
between 750 and 1,000. We didn't get a
Wow.
final count because we were trying to load them into the trailer in the rain.
Yeah.
So we'll get a final count and bring it in. But you know what was so cool is there was a lot going on in the city last week, and so we had some partners with that food. So TLC Plumbing did. You remember we were on the air last time. We said, hey, if you want to do a food drive at your place of work, then conduct a food drive. And so TLC Plumbing did. And so they gave us 10 bins of food. Sagebrush Church gave us 25 bins of food.
Wow.
And then there is a food drive going on that is still going on today at New American Finance. And so they're still collecting food over there, too. So Google them. They're
just taking
nearby.
over the city.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just cool. What's going on is the listening audience is saying, you know what, I can do something.
Yeah.
I can go back to my place of work. I can go back to my church. I can go back to, my place of influence and generate some food. It doesn't have to be you as an individual digging only into your pocket to bring food.
Yeah.
So it's been amazing. So, yeah, we had so much food in there, 150 people at
That's
10
great.
different tables packing snack packs. It was, as Matt says, organized chaos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Gosh.
so cool because somebody has to do that work, right? I mean, you guys just rely on volunteers, right?
Yeah, we've got about 10 to 12 volunteers that come here on Mondays.
Okay.
And they pack up the food that is collected here on site. And then Title I sends a driver over, and we pack up that food into transportable, big, hefty, plastic bins.
Yeah.
Send it over to Title I, and then there's this group of like 15 people that go over to the Title I buildings, and it's actually the Title I Homeless Project. There's a differentiation, but we, cut it short a little bit. And they pack the snack packs. And I mean, those volunteers are amazing. These
Yeah.
portable buildings over there, it's off of San Pedro and Gibson.
Okay.
And, we take the food over in the summer. Sometimes the evap cooler in the portable
Yeah.
building isn't working.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not glorious,
Right.
glorious accommodations.
Yeah, yeah.
These are hardworking people, and because we have to pack during school hours, a lot of them are retired.
Yeah.
We've got people with knee replacements, hip replacements. We got one little lady in her 90s.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, in her
Wow,
90s.
good for her.
She still drives. I mean, when she arrived one day, I was like, "So who brings you?" She's like, "I drive."
Oh my gosh.
So
Did
she
you take her
comes
keys
in
away?
with a walker and oxygen.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she
We
wheels
have
up
no
that little
excuse.
ramp And you know what she sits there in her little place, and what she does is she puts the plastic spoon in the napkin.
Okay.
And she rolls that so that the other workers can put it in the snack pack bag and then fill it with food. Man, she is
God
faithful.
bless her.
That's awesome.
We have nobody has any excuse.
None excuses.
You have no excuse, Steve-O.
Zero. Yeah,
Jeez,
I
man.
have zero excuses.
Yep.
So
90.
wow,
That's
it's incredible. So okay, for those that that maybe are just joining us for the first time or have not heard of Feed New Mexico Kids, can we talk real quick, Matt? I know that we did a shout out to businesses and people were responding, but say there's somebody who's just hearing like, wait, I'm sorry, how many homeless children are starving in our city? How can people get involved?
There's a number of ways. One is they can drop off food at Calvary. They can drop it off at Sagebrush. They can drop it off at the Northeast Police Substation. We have a collection area there. They can go on Amazon and they can purchase the food items. Go to our website.
Okay.
www.feednewmexicokids.com. They can get a list of the foods that we need for kids. They can download that. They can go shopping themselves and use that list, or they can go to Amazon, order it, and have it shipped to 4001 Osuna Road Northeast here at Calvary.
Yeah.
And we'll receive that. So that's one of the ways they can do it. They can go to their work. They can have a food drive. That's continuing, by the way, for the rest of the month over at TLC. They're going to keep doing it.
That's awesome.
They had such a great response for their employees. They said, hey, we're going to just keep doing it. Can you come back at the end of the month and pick up the rest of the food? So they're continuing to do it.
And Freddie's ends today over at New American, right?
At New American. So people can go there. They can drop off food. He's over there in the west side off of Coors. And TLC is on Edith in the Northeast. They can go by there and drop off food. Hey, if you've got them coming out to your house to do some work, put together a box of food and send it back to the site with the worker who comes out to your place. So why not, right?
Yeah.
Load up those trucks. If you see a TLC truck, wave it down, bring it in, load it up.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Awesome.
That's
They
so
don't know
cool.
he said that. won't they be happy? Hey, you, pull over.
I have a box of food for you.
So I got to tell you guys numbers. You won't believe this.
Yeah.
So Feed New Mexico Kids turns 2 years old this month.
Wow.
Started in March of 2017.
That's awesome.
Right?
Crazy.
So you guys guess quickly, how many tons of food we've
man.
raised. Come on.
20 million tons.
Stop it.
You're close. You're
sorry.
close.
100 million.
Come on.
15 tons.
Okay, Dex.
23.
45.5
No
tons.
way.
Come on.
Yeah.
Can you believe
Really?
that?
That's a
Yeah.
lot of food.
That's
a lot of food.
That's a ton of food.
That's a lot of
45
tons.
of
Several
them.
tons
Yeah,
of food.
right?
So break it down for people who don't know statistically. 1 ton of food equals what? How many?
2,000 pounds.
2,000 pounds.
2,000 pounds.
for-
And so the average snack pack that we pack weighs between 2.5 and 2 3/4 pounds.
Okay.
So this is like 30,090 snack packs.
Okay.
That we've done. So what we've got here in Albuquerque is we've got 3,750 kids considered homeless by the
Right.
McKinney-Vento Act. That means they don't have a safe, reliable place of shelter at night. In addition to those kids, we have a whole lot other kids that still have a roof over their head, might have a mom or a dad, sometimes both, still in residence, but are living in really difficult circumstances.
Right.
Life has come upon them,
Yeah.
and they're not surviving well.
Yeah.
So our population that we serve runs the gamut.
Yeah.
We've got kids that are living in probably what we would call close to neglect situations, abuse and neglect, and they're being processed through a system. We have kids who have been, are about to move into foster care. Kids, once they've moved into foster care, then they're better taken care of.
Yeah.
But then we've got families where life has come upon them. We've got little grandmas and grandpas that are taking care of 6 grandchildren and 3 great-grandchildren. Wow. We go to one school where the principal tells us basically half of her student body, one parent is deceased and the other one's incarcerated.
Right.
We run the gamut. So what we're trying to do is remove the shame of hunger. What we find here in the U.S. is there's a shame and a fear associated with it. And so people don't really let it be known. Children are afraid that they'll be taken from their home or their auntie's home or their grandparents' home if they really let it be known. And yet teachers, school nurses, counselors, they're observant. They can watch who's fallen asleep during class, who doesn't seem to bring a lunch, and yet maybe they haven't qualified yet for the Title I breakfast and lunch. So what we do is we pack these snack packs that are designed to get these kids through the weekend. So that, we hope that the school is taking care of the breakfast and lunch Monday through Friday. Some of the kids are not at a school that provides breakfast. Some of them have really long bus rides in from the reservations. I mean, there's all kinds of just circumstances.
Right.
And then what happens is if you're living in a house with comes along. So we're just trying to give them a little bit more food to get them through the weekend. And so this isn't a program that's covered by anything else. Yes, some of the parents will and can go to a food pantry. But quite honestly, some of them are just not paying attention. They're not paying attention to their kids, don't really have enough to eat. There were some health checks going on at one elementary school, and they found that some of their third graders were losing 2 pounds over the weekend.
Oh, my gosh.
Third grade.
Right.
That's a huge percentage of your body weight.
Right.
So, and then, hunger is not just about being uncomfortable. Hunger affects the way you learn. Affects your behavior. And a hungry teen is 5 times as likely to commit suicide.
Gosh, man.
So, and then, Albuquerque has really high suicide statistics. Matt, what did you say? We're 5th in the
We are number
bottom?
4 on the list of teen suicides per 1,000 kids.
Jeez.
New York City, 8 kids out of 1,000 commit suicide. New Mexico, 23.3 kids out of 1,000. So we're 3 times worse than New York City. Who would have figured that?
Wow.
And that's, also connected to hunger.
Yeah.
And the decisions that kids have to make in order to eat.
Right. Wow.
And the mood swings. Think about, being a teenager, going through puberty, and now on top of it, you're hangry.
Right. No, seriously.
I mean, let's be real about this. So it's a very real problem, and part of it is a compassion problem, and part of it just is a real life problem about our community and the trajectory of these children's lives. Because if you think about it, a teenage boy burns about 3,000 calories sitting still.
Jeez.
A Title I breakfast and lunch, I'm sorry, is not 3,000 calories.
Right.
It's not. And so what you've got then is when this, let's say it's the teenage boy, that we're hypothetically talking about here, reaches 15. Is he going to stay in school or is he going to drop out and go get a job so he can eat?
Right.
So we look at our dropout rates. We look at our crime rates. We look at our gang rates.
Oh, Steve and I, did you hear that story that we did?
Yeah.
About the pizza place that got robbed, and then the guy gets shot over $9, and this is the problem. If we want to fix this issue, who knows that criminal that went in for $9, if we could go back and look how he was raised, maybe he was in the system, maybe his parents were addicted to drugs, maybe he didn't graduate high school. There's something happened there that made him get to that point where he had to go to a pizza place and rob it.
Yeah. So what we're trying to do here is get to the very bottom of the situation. We have amazing, hardworking teachers and counselors and principals in this city, and they're kind of addressing children in the middle of that Maslow's hierarchy of needs. They're addressing it at, don't you want to do well in school, trying to motivate them, at that level. But the very bottom level of the pyramid is our physical needs and safety.
Right.
So you try and go into the middle of the pyramid with schooling and testing, and the top of the pyramid is your hopes and dreams.
Right.
How do you get to hopes and dreams if you can't even eat?
Right.
And the very basic need of a child, they probably care a little less about shelter than they do about a hungry stomach, to be quite honest.
No, seriously. Yeah, absolutely.
It has a lot to do with hopelessness.
Yeah.
I mean, these kids go home and they have no hope.
Right.
Yeah.
And when we're able to give them that bag of food that they're taking home, and it's got protein in it, we try not to put junk food in there. It's good food, and there's protein items in there. It's a bag of hope. All of a sudden, they're thinking somebody cares about me.
Yeah.
Somebody cares about the situation that I'm in.
Yep.
And, to just raise that hope up a little bit.
Right.
So that when they go back to school on Monday, they're thinking, man, I can do this.
Yep.
And then instead of Friday, leaving school thinking, how am I going to get food? They've got that bag of hope.
Yeah. And yesterday we were talking about Phil Cook, our guest speaker, because people are chiming in, and one comment is, well, fix sin and you fix the issues.
Oh, sure.
Right. We could talk another 30 minutes on that one comment alone. I'm going to pick on you, Dento, because stuff like that just irritates the crap out
I don't
of
even
me.
know why you read his comments
I
anymore.
know. But here's the thing. We are all still fallen human beings, right? Like every single one of us are still fallen sinners. It's cute to say like, oh, just fix sin, right? Like, oh, sure, fix sin. But I do know that I will battle the flesh and the spirit till the day I die because
Right.
I am a fallible human being.
Right.
And yesterday we had this incredible speaker, Phil Cook, who said this. At the very core of it, humanity, we're selfish beings.
Mm-hmm.
We're selfish people. And so the very base question is, why should I care? Why should I care? So why should this kid care about higher education? Why should this kid care about a future? Because as they're living in hopelessness, they don't give a crap about aspiring to be an astronaut when they're starving.
Right.
So how do we fix sin? Well, let's look at the Jesus model. Did Jesus go in and berate everyone for being idiot sinners? Or did he come and meet a physical need first? You see the woman at the well right? It's like, we're talking basic water.
Yeah.
We're talking food. We're talking the guy who's blind, who's laying there. And Jesus is like, what do you want? And he's like, I want to see. It wasn't, I want to be restored to a place where I have a fulfilled life in Jesus Christ. He wanted to freaking see, man.
Yeah.
And so if Jesus cared enough to meet people's physical needs first before he met their spiritual need, how can we say like, well, let's just fix sin and then everybody's going to be well fed? Because that's stupid and arrogant and it pisses me off.
Well, and what else did Jesus say, right? Pure and undefiled religion is caring for widows and orphans in their time of need, right? That's what we're told to do, how to walk out our faith.
Yeah.
Right? So this is our part in walking out our faith because these children function very much like orphans. Even when they have a supervising adult, they're not in the traditional family that we think we're in. And Albuquerque's a poor state. So a lot of kids, even if they are in a traditional family, they've still got some hard circumstances around them. We've got, a story of one family that has 3 kids doing homework in the bathroom because that's the only room in their apartment complex with a working light bulb. Okay, landlords don't cover light bulbs. And I realize that this sounds probably petty and ridiculous to some people, but have you ever looked at the cost of a light bulb? And do you realize how much food you can buy for a light bulb? So this family's gotten used to this, and this is what works for them. Mm-hmm. Well, if we can relieve some of the food needs, maybe they can get a couple of light bulbs.
Yeah.
And the need is so great. It's easy for people to say, well, why doesn't the outreach worker just reach into their own pocket and buy light bulbs? Do you know how many times they do that?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
These outreach workers are like Peace Corps workers. They don't make a lot of money, and they reach into their pockets more times than anybody can even imagine. So my challenge is, let's all of us reach into our pockets and come alongside.
Yep.
And so yesterday I was sharing some numbers with people. And so our need for food right now for our next goal is 5 tons per week.
Wow.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So we've done 45.5 tons, which is amazing, but we need 5 tons per week. So I'm looking at it and I'm saying, all right, Lord, what's your strategic plan for getting us there?
Yeah.
So I looked and said, all right, Lord, what have you done so far? Well, he doubled. All right. So from 2017 to 2018, our food donations doubled. So I'm like, great, let's go with doubling. So if we go with doubling, then in 2020, we'd have 1.33 tons per week. And this is during the 36-week school year, okay? 2021, if we double, we'll have 2.66 tons per week. Guess what? 2022, you guys, we would have 5.32 tons.
Wow.
I mean, I was looking at this going, oh, man, we're 20 years away. Americans don't have that kind of staying power. 2022, if we all just double. So I'm going to challenge people and basically say, if you're not giving, give something.
Yep.
If you are somebody who is giving regularly, double it.
Yeah.
What I would love is if every person could give a food item worth $1 per week. I am not kidding you. 1 can of beef ravioli, 1 flavored tuna pouch is $1.
Right.
And if it's too much to like, well, I don't go to the grocery store every week, or I shop at a big box store or whatever, figure out your budget.
Right.
You know, so if you can spend
budget
$4 per
Yeah.
month,
Yep.
you know, so I'm going to challenge you to do that for the rest of this year. But then I'm going to ask next year, double it. Okay, so that's $8 a month. And you know what? For some people, that really does not work. And I get it.
Yeah.
But then what I want you to do, if you can't double it, double yourself. Go find somebody in your neighborhood, your office, your sphere of influence, whatever, and recruit them and say, you know what? There's this problem in Albuquerque. There's this problem in New Mexico. We lead the nation in childhood hunger.
Yep.
This is what I'm doing. Every time I go to the store, this is my little formula. You know what my formula is? So, because I shop, you know, at different kind of stores that don't always have the food that I need for the snack packs. When I go to Target, I get my toilet paper there. So when I go to Target, I get toilet paper and tuna pouches.
Yeah.
That's what I get at Target.
Right.
I might get other things, but I have reminded myself in my brain, toilet paper and tuna pouches, toilet paper and tuna pouches. Okay, super simple.
Yeah.
You know, so
You
people
get the teas at Target, man.
yeah, if you would just double. So, you know, obviously I give to Feed New Mexico Kids, but I doubled in a way. I found a neighbor in my neighborhood. I have 150 neighbors.
Yeah.
Are all of my neighbors contributing? No, one of my neighbors
And you got to
is
think
contributing.
it's because they don't know.
Right.
I'll never forget when you came on the show 2 years ago. Steve and I and most of the Starmy were just our jaws were on the floor.
I'll never forget the first time you told us
we were upset.
Yeah.
I was so broken
Oh,
that
yeah.
morning because I had no idea that there were thousands of kids in our state that were going hungry.
Right.
I was pissed.
Yeah,
I really was.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, we got to do something. I think if we just educate people and get the word out, then we're going to see this just blow up.
Yeah.
But how do you do that? How do you get the information, to people? How do you have that conversation?
Yeah, I'm on a public awareness campaign, and I think if people go to our website, there's a lot of information there, and you just have to, here it is. We lead the nation in childhood hunger. All right? Let's just start there. 1 out of every 4 New Mexican children is hungry.
Yeah.
And there is a way that people can do something about it where they don't have to worry about, well, is it going to the parents who are selling the food stamps?
Right.
Is it going? No, it's not. We give the packets directly to the schools.
Yeah.
Depending on the school, they hand them out through a principal, a school nurse, or an outreach worker or a teacher. All right? These people know who the kids are with need.
Yeah.
And they, trust me, I know firsthand, they know. I was that kid. When my father passed away and it was a single mom with 3 young children, I was the kid that had to get to elementary school at Sandia Base early in the morning, and they had a little card for me, and it was so embarrassing because we had a separate line for those of us who couldn't afford our own breakfasts. So you want to know why I'm so passionate about it? It's because I was that little kid.
Right.
I was that little kid that had to freaking go and stand in that line and get made fun of by my peers because I was in the poor line, right?
Right.
And you don't, like, I saw so many times where there were kids who just wouldn't stand in that line and would go hungry because they'd rather go hungry than have to deal with that kind of bullying.
Yeah.
And so it's frustrating. When I pick on people, I want you to know it comes from a heart of just brokenness over these kids because they didn't ask for it. And so, like somebody said, you just need a fish and a loaf of bread. God works miracles even today if you have the faith. And I hear that point, and I think God works miracles through his people.
Yes.
Like, all it takes is, if you have that faith, then stop being so arrogant, stop being so cynical, and start believing that if you donate or you give a box of food, that God's going to use that in a way that's going to help feed children who are in need. Because I think sometimes we sit back and we go, well, this is what we need, and God's going to work it out. But it takes us acting. It takes us doing something, and then that faith is believing God's going to use what we've given correctly. Our job is to care for the widows and the orphans.
That's right. Pure and undefiled religion.
Yeah. Right. Book of
we were
James.
told
Go read it.
specifically to care for widows and orphans in their time of need. This is God's way of working it out.
That's the movie in the mountains, right?
That is the miracle.
It
Selfish
is loaves
human
and
beings.
fish. The food is multiplying, but guess what? The Lord wants us to participate. This is part of our responsibility. And, Scripture also says, to him who knows to do good and doesn't do it, to him it is sin. So if you know 1 out of every 4 children around you are hungry, and you have the means and ability to help feed them, and now you have the knowledge, you have a way to get the food to the hungry children, because honestly, you walk out your front door, you don't know which child is hungry.
Right.
So that's why we're here, to make sure that your donations get to the hungry children.
Yeah.
So we've made this so simple. I don't know how to make it any
Are
more
you guys
simple.
seeing a lot of the Amazon
Yeah,
deliveries?
the Amazon
'Cause I
orders have
feel
been
like-
coming here to Calvary. 4001 Osuna Road Northeast. Zip is 87109.
Yeah.
Some of the Starmy's been doing the Amazon orders,
That's
which is
so easy.
awesome.
Yeah.
And we're in the process of developing a wish list on Amazon.
Cool.
So we'll get that refined.
Cool. Yeah.
We gotta make sure that
It's hard with volunteers.
Pardon me?
I said it's hard with volunteers. You're like busy actually, packing bags and getting things ready for them. And so it's like,
Yeah.
and we need to take care of this, and we need to take care of
Yeah.
this, and we're trying to get this done, but
And I have a full-time job. This is what the Lord put on my heart to do something, about. This is a portion of Matt's job. And a lot of our volunteers, we have retired volunteers, but we have employed volunteers as well. So, these are people who just found out, had a heart for it, and said, we can't allow this. And, in my mind's eye, I look at this and I think, what if, Jesus were to just appear, flesh and blood, walk among us, pull back the veil, and let us see the living circumstances of these kids. Give us a hover ride over this city and see the kids that are living under the bridges, see the kids that are living in a Walmart parking lot with their family. I am not kidding you. This is going on today.
And these are the kids that are still showing up in class. These are
That's right.
These are my son's classmates.
Yep.
These are my son's classmates.
That's
My
right.
wife runs an amazing private Christian school in the South Valley off Coors and Sage. And many families are state-assisted families, and you see and hear. And it's, man, it breaks you. My grandmother lived right over there off Sage, like up near 98th. And so growing up, seeing everything. This is one little section of Albuquerque.
Yeah.
And we're talking about recognizing the fact that when you drop your kids off at school, you don't know which one is jumping off the bus who was sleeping at a Target the night before in the parking lot or on some random couch. And how terrifying that is for a child who does not have stability, right? There are certain basic things for a child with food and a solid bedtime and, I don't know, a bed of their own, a place to rest their head, because when we don't have that safety, when we're on some stranger's random couch or, your family member's co-workers, spare bedroom that you're all packed inside, these are real life situations that we just can't even comprehend because we're spoiled Americans.
And then we've got unaccompanied youth. So think about the teenager that's, had some type of abusive situation at home or the parents have just disappeared, which happens.
Right.
And they're unaccompanied. And everybody thinks that every unaccompanied youth is, overnight in foster care. They're not.
Yeah.
So again, we've got a ton of unaccompanied youth in our high schools. And so what happens is, there are parents that'll say, well, yeah, so-and-so can sleep here, but we don't have any extra for dinner, breakfast, lunch, clothing, etc. And so, now here you are, an unaccompanied youth, and, somebody through the goodness of their heart has let you sleep on the sofa, but, your friend has said, but, hey, we can't feed you. Well, again, that's where the snack packs come in. You put it in your backpack and you can say, no problem. Got my own food. I just appreciate, being able to crash.
Yeah. Hey, quick shout out to a member of the Starmy who is on YouTube that said, my wife and I serve at Legacy Church and we deliver the snack packs to several schools every Wednesday. I'm also a police officer, so I typically deliver in my uniform.
Beautiful.
That is awesome. We love you.
Way to serve and to serve. Thank you so much, sir.
And that is the way people can help. Those guys said yes.
Yeah.
They said, yes, we can make a difference.
Yeah.
And we have so many who listen to Star 88 who have said yes, but there's many who are sitting out there today and they're thinking, can I make a difference? Yes.
Yeah.
Just say yes.
Yeah.
On Saturday, the 23rd, we've got a car show who's doing a fundraiser for Feed New Mexico
that's
Kids.
Cool.
And the entry fee for the car show is to bring $20, $30 worth of the food items that we use in our snack packs. They're going to show up here at Calvary, 9 o'clock. Here's my invitation to any Star listener. Come join us. Come see some really cool cars.
Yeah.
Hang out with us. Have a donut. Have some coffee. And drop off some food. So come here Saturday, the 23rd, see some cool cars. and hang out. Love to meet you. Love to see some star listeners coming out to Calvary on Saturday the 23rd for the car show, 9 o'clock.
And that's Philip and Sons. And Phil is phenomenal. He called us. He said, hey, you know, this is what I do. We've got a body shop. I do these car shows. I want to help out. I'll do a car show, and the entrance fee will be food. Matt and I can't sit, you know, in our worlds and think of every way that everybody else could become involved.
Right.
You know, so I really do challenge people to think about your own sphere. We were contacted. There's another organization, Noah's Ark Children's Academy. They're doing a 5K run.
Oh, cool.
They contacted us and said, hey, we're doing a 5K run. We love kids. You love kids.
Yeah.
We're going to, you know, have people bring food to Feed New Mexico Kids. Again, I can't think that up. So whatever your sphere is, wherever you are, just think, how could I do it? Or like my neighbor. So people know about Feed New Mexico Kids. My neighbor lady, my goodness, this woman, Mary, she is phenomenal. She goes to her ladies group. She tells everybody at the gym. Every single week, she drives over to my house and she brings, you know, the equivalent of a single layer, you know, grocery sacks for the back of my SUV every week to my house. She calls, she goes, hi, are you home? I've got a truck full of food.
That's cool.
And she comes all over. She took it upon herself to do that. So, you know, granted, it's my responsibility to make people aware of it, you know, but then say, hey, you know, if you've got any friends or you got any neighbors who want to contribute, you know, I'm happy to take the food into my church. She doesn't attend church. So she brings the food to my house and I bring it in.
Yeah. So all the information is up at feednmkids.com, right?
That's right.
They can get everything there.
Yeah,
all the
all there.
drop-off locations, the type of food that you guys need to be buying, everything, right?
Yep.
Feed NM Kids.
We've had a few people ask where it is at Calvary. It's right when you walk in the doors of the main sanctuary.
So there's that big glass atrium that faces east, but what a lot of people do is if they shop the big box stores, sometimes it's just easier for people to do a monthly run. Mm-hmm. And so Calvary has this south parking lot right off of Osuna. It's this kind of circle drive. And you can pull in there, and just inside those glass doors, there's giant gray bins on wheels. That's what I do. I run in, I get a giant gray bin, and I wheel it right out to my car. I put everything in it, and I wheel the gray bin right back in.
Word.
Or, you know, Amazon, you know, you got that Amazon Prime account.
Yep.
Then it's free delivery. You just put that on a monthly auto, and you could ship it to, you know, Calvary.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Or
you
any
can
of the other
donate
addresses.
funds on feednmkids.com
There
too.
you go.
You can donate money if that's
love that.
easier for you. And we do use the money to round out the inventory, because sometimes we get, you know, a lot of this and none of that. And so we do go shopping every month to round out the inventory.
Well, Holly, Matt, thank you so much for what you guys do.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Starmy.
Yeah.
So spread the word. We got to educate people.
Amen. Just say yes. Do it.
Say yes. FeedNMKids.com. Go there. We posted the link up at our YouTube. If you need it, text us, call us. We'll give it to you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
We'll be right back.
Students, do you like music? Want to let your comedic side out? Maybe you and a few friends get together for a jam session. You can bring your talent to the stage. Our power partner, JNO Academy of Music, is sponsoring Albuquerque God's Talent Show. Auditions will be held at Hope Christian School at 6:30 p.m. Friday, March 1st. Top 10 auditions will be in the live show at Hoffmantown Church on March 8th. The fee is $20 per act. For information, 505-238-2966.
The closer we get to the return of Christ, the more important it is to have our priorities in order. And Pastor Greg Laurie says the return of the Lord could be sooner than we think. This week on A New Beginning, good insights on how to be prepared and how to help prepare those around us. Insight direct from God's Word, this week on A New Beginning with Pastor Greg Laurie.
Make an appointment with Greg Laurie weekdays at 8:30 a.m. on our sister station, KNKT 107.1 FM. A Supernova on Star 88 with David Jeremiah.
I went through the book of Acts and some of the epistles that Paul wrote, and I found, to my surprise, this little phrase kind of everywhere. For instance, Paul told the Jews at Ephesus that he would return for a renewed ministry among them if God wills. Acts 18:21. He wrote to the Corinthians that he planned another visit to them if the Lord wills. 1 Corinthians 4:19. And that he would remain with them a considerate time if the Lord permits. 1 Corinthians 16:7. And he inferred in his statement that he wanted to go to Philippi. He said he hoped in the Lord to go to Philippi. Over and over again, you get this little phrase, what was Paul doing? Here's one of the strongest, greatest leaders you will ever study in history, especially in Christian history. He's always conditioning his plans and his purposes on the will of God.
Turning Point with David Jeremiah. Don't miss it on our sister station, KNKT, weekdays at 11 a.m. on 107.1 FM. On the air and in your face.
But lovingly so.
This is Star 88 at 88.3 FM, KLYT, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, and online at star88.fm.
Only time you ever called me is when you feeling like don't nobody else wanna listen. When's the last time you saw me? You probably don't remember that, cause that was back when you were different. I don't wanna hear the sorries. I'm tired of all the talking, to be honest. I would rather see it different. Yeah, you passed me in the hallway, but you ain't said a word to me. Lately all I ever feel is this, and you don't care that you lost me. What's wrong with you? Had a picture of you sitting on the dash in the car with me. Now it's in my closet with the other one sitting in the box. I don't wanna open up, you took it off from me. Told me you would die for me. Yeah, all you ever do is lie to me. Wish that I could say that this is coming as a surprise to me. Tell me that I never took the time, and now you ain't got the time for me. Yeah. When did you get so cold? What happened to your soul? Don't you see me? Yeah. We used to talk like best friends. I remember that. I guess I don't know what happened to us. Now you got me questioning what trust is. You told me you would be there for me, yeah, but you ain't really mean it, did you? Now you wanna jump ship. Leave me here alone while I'm used to it. Everybody else did. Who you having fun with? Don't tell me I don't wanna know. Every time I ask, I just feel sick. You're the one that jumped in. Told me you had feelings. Now you trying to tell me that it's not true. I ain't got a clue who I'm looking at right now, but I know the person that I'm looking at is not you. Yeah, they say you are who you hang with. Maybe that's the reason you've been changing. Maybe that's the reason why I'm feeling like you're dangerous. And every time we talk, it's like I'm talking to a stranger. When did you get so cold? What happened to your soul? Don't you see me? I thought that we were close, but now that door is closed. When did we lose control? Guess you don't need me. I just wanna know, when did you get so cold? What happened to your soul? Don't you see me? I thought that we were close, but now that door is closed. When did we lose control? Guess you don't need me.
That's NF. You should look him up. He's a pretty good dude.
Nate.
Is that his name, Nate?
Yeah,
Nate
Nate.
Franklin?
Something like that.
Nate Francis?
You've said we've done this already.
Nate Ferdinand. Nate, it's a weird name, isn't it? Isn't it like Frederico or
Nathan
something?
Fierstein.
Fierstein. Close. Frederico, Fierstein.
Fierstein.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man, his albums are so good. That's
Yeah.
what I listen to when I go for runs, man. It pumps me up.
Therapy Session is my personal favorite.
Oh,
and that's,
right?
Yeah, that's where you find that record or that track. That's my absolute favorite.
Mhm.
That's good stuff.
8:04.
High today of 50 degrees.
It's the Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O on Star 88.
Sure is. Good morning. Welcome to it. Good morning, everybody. Hang out at Star 88 FM. Go there, hang out, watch the show. FeedNMKids.com. Go there, guys. Spread the word. Do your part. Feed the kids, man. Feed the kids. When it's kids, that's a whole different ball game, right? Yeah. When kids are going hungry, when thousands of kids in New Mexico are going hungry, that's a whole different story. You guys can chime in, 505-338-3700. You can also text into the show. What's the live line number?
505-585-LIVE. That's 505-585-5483.
Can these Instagram Bibles lead millennials back to religion? That's the headline. There's a new company. Has revamped the Bible for the Instagram generation. Think soothing sunset pics.
Yes.
Sleek page layouts. And a minimalist design aesthetic that's more goop than God.
You
Who
mean
wrote this?
Gwyneth Paltrow's?
New York Post. Gosh, more goop than God. When we merge art and design with the ancient biblical text, we believe it creates something special. That's what the co-founder tells the Post. Something that is more approachable to young people and can stir conversation around a topic that is often seen as taboo. We kind of talked about this yesterday with Phil Cook. Is that his name?
Yeah.
He was talking about, okay, how can we reach the younger generations? You know, because a lot of times you have the older generations that are going to church, they're saved, and when the church starts to bring in all of these, you know, kind of millennial or, they change the music so it can draw more, they appeal to like a lot of the younger generation.
Mm-hmm.
You see the older Christians get upset over that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what are you doing?
So we think.
Right. But come to find out, there are some, we don't know what that percentage is of, the elderly Christians. They're trying to reach their grandchildren.
Right.
So whatever it takes, right?
Yeah,
Whatever it takes.
He had that incredible, story about working with Joyce Meyer, and they're going, we're going to do this for the younger generation and this and that, and we don't want to touch this because our donors are a lot of them are older and they're not going to get it and all this stuff. And she literally at one point just said, over the next year, you're going to see a lot of things in this ministry that you may not agree with, but we're not doing it for you.
Right.
We're doing it for your children. We're doing it for your grandchildren. And they said the donations that they were so worried about doubled in that year. And they got it.
Yeah, when you put it that way, hey, it's not for you. You're already saved, dummy. What about your grandkids? What about the younger kids? How are we going to reach them?
Yeah, dude.
And
that
so
yesterday was so powerful.
This Instagram Bibles, we're kind of sitting here going, okay, what is this?
Actually,
is this gonna
I
be kinda
immediately
lame?
went to their website.
Is
And
it- what is it?
Dude, I'm getting one.
Yeah? Yeah, okay.
So it's not like this giant Bible. Like, look at this. Here's the book of Psalms.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's just one book of the Bible, but it's like
Each book features original arty photography and is written in a more updated, easy to understand vernacular rather than the 17th century language used in the like King James version, because that's kind of part of the problem, right? You pick up the Bible, even I still have a hard time. If I pick up a New King James version, okay.
Dude.
That's how are you supposed to reach the younger generation if you got the
ESV dog.
Yeah. So give me a version that I can actually understand.
Right.
And this is a new Instagram where they're trying to reach the young kids.
Dude, the Gospel of John and the Gospel of Mark are already completely sold out.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? I'm just looking at it going, I'll get oh, no, gone. There's the Proverbs, there's Romans, but it's still the Word of God. It's almost like a magazine layout. Like, look at this.
Yeah.
And the visual imagery. Honestly, I mean, for real, I immediately thought of Calvary's Instagram. Our Instagram looks dope now. I happen to know the lovely photographer that kind of took the reins of it and has kind of changed things up, and it looks pretty dope, you know? So I'm looking at this thinking, all right. And if you look at who is partnering with this project, it's the Bible Project, it's Bible Gateway, it's Bethel, it's Hillsong Worship, it's Jesus Culture.
Yeah, the company says it's already attracted a number of investors, such as entrepreneur Daniel Fong, who has given $100,000 to the Hipster Bible Company. The Hipster Bible Company.
Yeah, you can tell like that was just written. Oh, New York Post, right? Yes.
Yeah, and like you said, you know, they've already teamed up with Hillsong, the celeb evangelical megachurch made famous by Justin Bieber.
Made famous. It was made famous by Jesus, New York Post.
Oh, here we go.
Just kidding.
But not everyone is a believer in this, okay? As one religion professor told Vox, the steep price tag, okay, because there's price tags on this, strikes me as a feature of lifestyle brands aimed at audiences of a certain status.
Sure.
Because, you know, Jesus never said, blessed are the poor or anything like that.
See, but here's the thing. Paul at one point said he becomes all things to all people, right? So that by doing so, he can save some. And I look at this, and they're not rewriting the word of God. They're just putting dope pictures next to it and marketing it to a different audience. And so why wouldn't we be stoked on that the word of God is getting into more hands of people who might not normally care about reading the word of God?
And I honestly think, too, it's, you know, this isn't just for the unbeliever, but this is for the believer as well.
Yeah.
You know, this is for, I'm looking at this going, and you even said it, you looked at it, you looked up the website, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is dope.
Right.
I kind of want to order one. But it's like, you know, how can we be engaged more? How can we pick up our Bibles more? How can we get involved more and actually enjoy it? Because I'll be honest, you know, sometimes picking up the Bible can be, it can be tough.
Yeah.
So something like this, you know, especially for a new believer that comes in and they see something like this, they're like, this is cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that this was, you know, we could do stuff like that, or, you know, Christians could be involved in things like this, you know, because a lot of times the world looks at us like we're kind of like the stuffy, boring.
Yep.
And, you know, why would anybody want anything to do with us, you know? Because we're terrible at marketing, right, Phil? Phil Cook, everybody. Look him up.
Look at him.
Dude.
He's got a great podcast. But yeah, this is interesting. I'm looking at the book of Proverbs, and it's like, word. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I see you.
Yeah, they're making the Bible more approachable. They're saying that's the start. But I don't know. It's they said we want these books to be true and relevant to millennials. We're all on our phones. We also respond really well to visual imagery, so it has to really grasp our attention. And if it does, it can actually change the way we think.
And what's interesting is it's got the book of Proverbs, and then within it, it's actually got notes and ways to help you grow and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Because I'm looking at it, and it's like God's wisdom, more than just moral living. And here we go. So it's like Proverbs 1:1-7. And it's got the first 7 verses of Proverbs. And then it's, all right, so let's take a look at that. Verse 2 and 3, for gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding words of insight. All right, true wisdom can't be siloed off from how we live and interact with the world around us. Wisdom that comes from God is transformative. And then it goes into all the, I'm like, word, all right.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Sign
me up.
So what's the website? Where do the people go? What's the name of it? Is it Alabaster?
Alabaster.
That's the company.
Alabaster Co. Yeah.
And that's where they go just to get to alabasterco.com.
Yeah.
If you guys want to check it out?
Yeah, go check it out. I'm actually I will be sending a press submission right now, actually.
Good.
So I'm gonna try and get some of these into the hands of the Starmy, and yeah.
Yeah, that's, you know, it's pretty cool. Yeah. You know, how can we reach?
Yeah, at the very least, I'm interested to see what they're about.
You know, hearing Phil talk yesterday, because yesterday we were out, it was best stuff. So we had like a staff day.
Once a year we do these, like, or twice a year. once a year. It feels like twice a year.
Yeah, man, once a year.
Once a year, we do Staff Development Day. So the entire staff of Calvary, we get together, we worship together. It's honestly, it's an incredible time.
And they bring in some like cool speaker, like
Yeah.
I mean, legit,
Yep.
like speaker. And this guy named Phil Cook, he's the real deal. He owns like a production, like a film production company in LA or something.
Yeah.
And he was talking to us just about how, as the church, we're missing it. You know,
Yeah.
when people come to church, what's the first 8 seconds is everything. He was saying,
Everything.
and it's so true,
That's
right?
all you get for a first impression sometimes.
I was sitting there
8
thinking about.
seconds.
I'll never forget. I came one time to church. This was years ago, and this was I think it was the first time I'd ever come to the church, and I came with a friend that I brought with me who wasn't a Christian, and I had my hat on, and the minute I walked in, this older gentleman that was a volunteer walked up to me with, I mean, he was disgusted.
Right.
You take that hat off right now. And okay, for me, if I wasn't with my friend, of course, I took my hat off.
Yeah.
But I started thinking about it, and I'm like, what?
We had a
if I
very
wasn't
similar
a Christian,
experience. That's so funny.
and this was my first experience here,
Yeah.
and I had somebody at the church yell at me because I was wearing my hat,
That's the only
I would've been
Jesus
gone.
that person sees sometimes. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was embarrassed because my friend just kind of was like, "Wow, they're pretty strict here, huh?" It's like, I guess so.
I guess so.
I never forgot that because it's so true. That first 8 seconds when they get out of their car and start walking, through from their car to sit down, it's like, what's going to happen in between that time? Who's going to talk to them? Who's going to greet them? Are they going to feel welcome? Are they going to sit there and go, oh my gosh, this church is so big and there's so many people? But when people come up to you, and I will say this church is amazing at that.
Yeah.
They come up to you, they greet you,
Yep.
they're pumped up, and they make you feel right at home. And a lot of churches aren't doing that. You go to church and you just feel kind of like, okay, well, it's kind of like a club, and I feel like I'm not even in the club,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So that first 8 seconds is everything.
Yeah, so this is interesting. At the very least, like I said, I'm curious to see what these are about.
Well, I decided that, every 8 seconds on the morning show, we have to do something really cool. So it's going to reset. And sometimes we're probably going to repeat ourselves as it's super funny. Because there's always new audience. There's always new people, showing up, tuning in. So every 8 seconds, we have to have that really funny bit. 8 seconds that's not a very long time.
Yeah. 4 to 8 seconds is what
Oh
he
my
said.
gosh.
You have between
How much
4
pressure is
and
that?
8 seconds.
Think about that. Think about the pressure.
Yeah.
You got 8 seconds between. It's like heaven or hell. 8 seconds. Go.
But
Ah!
yeah, see, but I think that's the problem is sometimes we put way
Take
too
it
much
home.
pressure on that.
Take it home.
Way too much pressure on that. Clearly, if we are children of God, right, called according to His purpose, He's going to put us in these situations that we can be used. And I think we just overthink way too much. When we were asked, you have 8 seconds. What do you want people to know in 8 seconds? What do you communicate to people if you really only had 8 seconds? And for me, I think I'm just me. I'm just raw. I'm real, and for better or worse sometimes, that's who I am. And so I hope that people would see that I'm never going to put on a face or a front. I don't care if you are, rich or poor or the president or, janitor or I'm going to be who I am. And I hope you would feel easy enough to talk to me,
Right.
so that it's going to be a real conversation. That's it. It's not like, okay, how do I get my testimony down to 8 seconds?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's not it. But through relationship, you can continue said conversation.
Right.
But I think a lot of times people are just turned off because they recognize the front, they recognize the mask, and they recognize the inauthenticity, and they're looking for truth. We want that truth. We want to, and so.
Yeah, we were answering questions at our table yesterday, and one of the questions was, when somebody meets you for the first time, what is it that you want them to, know about you, or you know, what is it that, what was it? What experience do you want them to have basically when they first meet you?
So what do you want to communicate?
I struggled with that because as an introvert, as somebody who, when I see people, I turn the other way.
Yeah.
Like I try to avoid people. So when people meet me, I really try my hardest to be over the top. Hey, you know, just super glad to meet, and I am. I'm very glad to meet people. But man, that stressed me out a little bit because you know, I'm
You're
not
like, in 8 seconds I want people to know not to talk to me.
Yeah, what if you don't want people to talk to you, you know?
I want them to have the impression that I'm unapproachable.
Yeah, stay away from me. I want people to be intimidated when they see me. Yeah.
Incredible.
But it was interesting to hear everybody else at the table and them talking about it, because even like somebody that works at the front desk, you know, there was a young lady talking about how if somebody doesn't say hi to her, that affects her, and it makes her feel like, whoa, why didn't that person acknowledge me or say hi to me, you know? Or she could do the same thing. If she sees somebody walking up, you know, her 8 seconds, she needs to greet somebody right away and make them feel like, you know, they're welcome. You know, don't avoid them. So it's just interesting to, you know, to think about going out into your life today, you know, whether it's at your job or, you know, just whatever it is. And it's like, okay, that 8 seconds means so much.
Yeah, it's like the first time I saw the new Aladdin trailer, and within 8 seconds, I knew I don't want to see this movie.
You're crazy, man. I saw it. I had the completely different reaction. I thought
Yesterday,
Will Smith looked
the new
awesome.
one?
Yeah, I honestly thought it looks really good.
What's up with Jafar being like 26 years old and attractive? You know what I mean? It's like they're going for this weird sex appeal thing with Jafar, and I'm like, he needed to be old, like Ben Kingsley is what Heidi said, and I'm like, that's it right there. Like an older, crooked-looking actor man.
Now you sound just like all of the other, you know, when I go and read the comments on nerd
I'm that
movies.
person right now.
Yeah, you're that person.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
don't
oh, they did not stay true to the comic book.
Nope, not going to see it. Actually, I'll probably
You're gonna
see it.
love it.
This is my
I
favorite.
know you're gonna love it.
Favorite Disney movie. I'm not going to love
You're
it.
gonna love it, and Will Smith is gonna nail this role. He really is. I feel like he is.
Yeah, we'll see.
If
Dude,
anybody
this
can
is-
do it, Will
listen,
Smith can.
This is my favorite Disney movie, and like up there on that list is like The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King. That time period. I'm really excited for The Lion King. I hated the remake of Beauty and the Beast. I thought it was bad. And so I just think I'm going to feel the same way about Aladdin, because I care about it so much that I'm just not going to vibe on the humans. It's weird to me. I
Wow.
didn't, yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Remember this, Starmy. When it comes out and Steve watches it,
And then I'm like, I'll eat my words. I'll be the first to say it. Dude, I want to be real.
You're
So
gonna
I'm
love
being
it.
real. I am like angry with the Aladdin trailers.
I think you're gonna love it. All right, we got to take a quick break. Is Pastor Jason Mills coming in?
Oh yeah, it's Nerd Talk.
Wednesday, my dudes. Wednesday.
But we'll find out.
You can chime in. We're live on YouTube at Star 88 FM. Hang out with us.
I'm Heidi, and here's what's happening. Join Mesilla Park Community Church for Easter services April 21st at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Don't miss the celebration of Christ's resurrection. Both campuses will be meeting together for a combined service at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Come early for a complimentary brunch and stay late after each service for the candy drop. Easter will be here before you know it. Let us know about what's going on at your church for Good Friday and Easter this year. All you have to do is fill out the form online at star88.fm. If you know about a free event in your community or at your church, let us know about it. We'll talk about it on the air and feature it on our website. All you have to do is fill out the form online at star88.fm. For more information about events happening in your community and so much more, visit star88.fm. For what's happening, I'm Heidi, and this is Star 88.
Here's Skip Heitzig with a word about Calvary College.
I'm thrilled to invite you to take your life's purpose to a whole new level with a degree in biblical studies from Calvary College. We have retooled our School of Ministry into an associate degree program And it all happens right here on campus. Calvary College instructors are theologians who are passionate about the text of the Bible. And our curriculum trains students to study the Bible academically, think about it critically, and serve God practically. Classes are evening only, and you have the option to attend full or part-time. If you've always wanted to learn more about God and His Word in an academic environment, visit calvaryabq.college. Applications for the upcoming academic year are due by August 16th.
Get more information about Calvary College at calvaryabq.college. That's calvaryabq.college.
Ledger, not dead yet. It's on Star 88, 829.
High of 74 degrees.
The Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
Quick on the draw.
Don't mind liar face pastor over there. It's going to be 50 degrees, bro.
I
74.
know. Listen.
Gosh.
I just think it's funnier when it's always wrong.
Pastor Jason Mills.
Good morning, guys.
I can't trust you now because you just said you think it's funny when everything is wrong. And he teaches. He's a pastor. Don't listen to that guy anymore.
Clearly, I'm not to be trusted.
It is all lies.
No, yeah, it's going to be 50 today, right?
Yeah, 50.
And windy all day.
Dude, the wind last night was...
I know.
Insanity.
Steve-O and I don't know if you were listening, but we kind of, disagree over the new Aladdin.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, the original in here with Robin Williams. And so I'm watching the new trailer yesterday, and I'm going,
I saw that.
oh my gosh,
You saw the trailer?
This looks awesome.
You guys go ahead and give your thoughts first. I got to finish this email.
What do you think, bro?
It's okay. When I said I saw the trailer, I watched it last night while I was putting my son to bed with no sound. So I haven't heard any of the singing and stuff. But
it sounded pretty good, yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I get it now, like where Genie is blue and then he's not blue.
Mhm.
Like that makes more sense when he's like big and doing amazing things. And then most of the time and normally he looks
He probably
like
wants
Will
to
Smith.
fit in with everybody else. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, he's human skin tone in one part of the film when he's introducing Prince Ali.
Right.
He's like the little ringleader guy that's singing.
Yeah, like the town crier or whatever. Yeah. But no, when he's like, doing big magic, like comes out of the lamp.
He's a genie. He can do whatever he wants.
Basically, yeah. It looked really cool. Like I liked it more. It made me go, okay, maybe I'll give this a shot.
Okay, if there's anybody that can play that role, it's Will Smith because he's a triple threat. The guy not only can act, he can sing.
Yeah.
And you need somebody like that,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's just say Robin Williams, if you had him as the actor like Will Smith,
Yeah.
instead of an animated cartoon and
Right.
just using his voice,
Yeah.
what do you think that would have been like?
Yeah, I don't think it would have played as well.
Wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, because Robin Williams is such a quick wit and such a great vocal quality for something where it's animated. Absolutely. He's the perfect choice. And still, I mean, just one of the best performances of his entire career, I think.
Yeah.
But for live, not as much because when he does funny things, he gets small sometimes and not as big or as quick motion.
Sure.
And Genie is really about quick motion. So yeah, can Will Smith do it? Yeah, absolutely. He's a great actor. I don't think that's ever been the question, but I kind of think that there are some other people who could have done that role.
Yeah.
Like if it was 10 years ago and it was Jim Carrey. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Based on The Mask, like you watch The Mask and
Why
you're
you
like,
gotta
that's
say that? Because now I'm like even more bummed. He would have been awesome.
He would have been awesome, right? Because he's got that physicality, that quick wit, and like the voices and just being silly because he's a Mad TV alum, right?
Exactly.
So, but I don't think now he could because he's like in his 50s, right? So, but then again, so is Will Smith. But
touche.
But Jim Carrey looks it. But Jim Carrey in like the height of his power, I think he would have done a great job.
What about a Jack Black, because he's kind of that animated, he can
absolutely.
You need to leave.
He's
no, you don't think
but
so?
here's the
I
thing.
think Jack Black would have been great.
Jack Black
he can sing.
He's squirrely though.
Yeah.
And Genie isn't squirrely, he's grandiose and big, and Jack Black isn't that energy. He's not that vibe. He's absolutely energetic, but he doesn't have that kind of energy.
Since this is nerd talk, I'm going to break it down to nerds in a way that they can understand. Because here's my biggest thing.
All right.
When I was a kid, there was a movie called Batman. That starred Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson as the Joker.
Which is still such a weird choice.
Whatever, he was incredible.
He did a great job. It's just that if I go, the Joker, who should play that? They're like, Jack Nicholson. I'm like, what?
He was phenomenal.
He was so good. He did a great job.
So then they cast this dude named Heath Ledger to play the Joker, and everyone was trashing it because there's no way you can replace Jack Nicholson as the Joker.
But then he did.
He did, and he upped it, and his performance was absolutely brilliant, and he won an Oscar.
Yes.
Post-mortem.
Right.
Here's the thing. It was a completely different take on the Joker.
Absolutely.
I look at this trailer, and Will Smith
Is straight up ripping
is
off.
straight up Robin Williamsing this Aladdin trailer.
Wait a second. Hold on. Wait a second. Hold on a
So
second.
are you saying
Wait. Can I just say something real
Yeah.
quick? Because before the break, you were just saying that Will Smith didn't remind you of Robin Williams,
Not
right?
at
You
all.
were saying
Not
that
at all.
you were upset because it wasn't.
Can't have it both ways, Steve-O.
No. I'm upset because they just shouldn't do this movie. Because that was, in my opinion, Robin Williams' finest performance. I mean, some
So-
people would say maybe Dead Poets Society or Goodwill Hunting. Those
Mrs.
are also
Doubtfire was
incredible.
also great.
No, get out of here.
No,
just
I agree
leave.
with
Just
Steve.
leave.
So you're saying, wait, are you saying because he's dead, we could never touch Aladdin again?
No, yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Did you
that's
know that?
ridiculous.
Did you know that Disney, in their vault, have enough Robin Williams voicing the first Aladdin
To do another one.
to do another Aladdin, but the family was adamantly against it.
Right.
So we really could have gotten another Aladdin with Robin Williams doing whole other takes of his voice to fill another film, but they obviously wanted to honor his legacy and
Well,
let him.
Heath Ledger died, and they still make more Batmans.
Yeah, but they did actually. But here, let me go. Whoop! The third Dark Knight film, the third, Dark Knight Rises, was supposed to center around the Joker. But then Heath Ledger died, and they scrapped that script entirely because no one else should play that Joker in that universe.
Right, because it was just right after, within a couple of years.
I'm just saying,
We're talking.
Why you gotta
Aladdin
do
came
this?
out like 20 years ago, and Robin Williams only died recently. But hold on, they've had 2 new Jokers in that universe since then.
Mm-hmm.
They had Leto, and then now they're having Phoenix, right? Joaquin, yeah. Do it. So I hear what you're saying. I just don't think your premise holds up.
Yeah.
Yes, because Robin Williams is dead. Yes, because it was a great movie. Yes, because it's not necessary. Yes, because Hollywood needs new material. Yes.
Yeah. So
somebody else said in all caps, Will Smith will never be Robin Williams' genie ever.
No, he
somebody
won't.
else said, Steve-O, it's a movie. Get over it.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. Of course, he's never going to be Robin Williams.
Right. But I think I hear what you're saying, Steve-O, is that it's like they're playing it safe. They know, people loved Aladdin and people loved Genie, Robin Williams as Genie, and that was kind of the best part of that whole movie. So if we're going to do a nostalgia quake reboot of this movie, then we need to have something very much like what we did before to ensure success. They could have taken a risk, and he could have been more Will Smithy, which works, I think.
Sure. And maybe he will be. Who knows?
Right.
I could be pleasantly surprised because he's actually not my biggest beef with the film. We just kind of started there. But
Yeah.
that's actually not my biggest problem with the
Yeah,
film.
'cause-
my biggest problem with the film is
The monkey?
Jafar.
Oh, yeah.
Jafar is like 27 years old and more attractive than Aladdin.
Yeah, I'm
So
like,
I'm going, wait, why did you get this like smooth criminal to be the bad
yeah,
guy?
where's the obviously evil sneer?
Right.
Like he shows up on screen. I'm like, who's that? And they have the parrot fly by. I'm like, oh, that must be Jafar. And then I'm like, wait, you
Why
had to
is
show
he
the
young
parrot.
and attractive?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had to show the parrot so we know who he was. Come on.
Because the point in the movie where he's going to say, I've got it. She will marry me. Like in the cartoon, everybody's going, that's disgusting. This guy's really old. And now it's just going to be like, what a slimy jerk. I mean, it makes sense. He's young and attractive.
I mean, they make a great couple.
Maybe that'll be better for the story. Maybe that'll be better.
No, they need someone like Tim Curry to play the role. Like not him specifically, but someone who is like smooth, but in a
Ben
kind of
Kingsley.
like, oh, I feel gross about
Yeah,
this.
Ben Kingsley. It needed to be like his Mandarin performance from Iron Man 3.
Yes.
Ben Kingsley.
Yeah.
Evil, like
Yeah.
crazy, wiry little goatee.
Yeah. That would have been great.
So, anyways, of course I'm trashing it. This is my favorite Disney movie of all time.
Yeah.
Of all time.
Right.
So it's hard for me to, for everybody that's going, bro, it's going to be a different take. You got to disassociate Robin Williams. You can't. You can't. I saw Aladdin the musical at Disneyland, and it was like, okay, hey, everybody was just trying to be Robin Williams, and it's going to be near impossible for me to disassociate that. Because on the flip side, they're also coming out with the new Lion King movie.
Right, we're gonna
which
keep doing
I am
this.
freaking out excited over. I'm way more excited for that. Probably because they got James Earl Jones
to come
voice
back.
Mufasa.
Because if you can do that, then do that.
Yeah, because they were like, who should we get to James Earl Jones? Don't even say anybody
Yeah,
else.
he's still alive.
Like-
You guys know that, right? We're getting James Earl Jones, right? I'm leaving this meeting if we don't do that. That's how that meeting should have gone at Disney.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah. So but the thing is, I think that Will Smith could do a good job
Yeah, he's going to do a good job.
because the core.
With movies like Wild Wild West,
Okay.
Stop
Men in Black 7.
Okay, he wasn't in that one.
Yeah.
That one starred Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 comments. So Aladdin is basically a story about a guy who doesn't think he's good enough to ask the really pretty girl out.
Right.
That's Aladdin's.
Pretty
basic. I mean, badly explain a movie. That's it.
I mean,
And so you have Will Smith playing matchmaker. He's done that like a million times.
yeah, it's Hitch.
Hitch.
It's
So it's Hitch with
They should have got
magic.
Kevin James as the genie. That would have been awesome.
Nope. I
No?
hear what you're saying. It's not going to be bad. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's just difficult for me
Yeah.
to remove that iconic role of Robin Williams as Genie.
So what if you go
Good
to
luck.
see it and then you realize the trailers lied to you?
Yeah, he'll love it.
That Disney only showed the parts that were very Robin Williams-esque.
Yeah.
And
I also don't like how produced that sounds.
yeah.
Oh man, it's like what are they on? They're on a magic carpet flying through space, and they sound so.
I got the
produced.
chills right now.
It's not the final mix, man.
New world view. Oh, give me Aladdin right now. I just bought 2 tickets right now.
To Paradise?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. No, I think you're
I
going to
probably
get in
won't even
there,
see this
and,
movie.
and you'll see that Will
Dude,
Will
I
Smith is
love
being
Will Smith.
very Will Smith.
Yeah, I hope so.
And that Disney just showed you the parts that were very Robin Williams-esque, trying to get you in there.
You guys have been waiting, and here's the very first trailer
Yeah,
for
Will.
Aladdin.
Give it to me. Come
This is
on.
the very first trailer. Don't get dizzy, though. Don't get dizzy
okay.
before we start the trailer. Don't get dizzy. Oh.
I love him. He's so great.
I follow him on all the old
Yeah.
Twitters and Instagrams.
Yeah,
I get it.
He's great.
I think he's hilarious. He's probably going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just hard right now looking at the trailers going, nah, man.
Okay, so you threw some...
Hashtag not my genie.
Hashtag not all genies. So you mentioned Wild Wild West a second ago.
Ugh.
So do you know what movie he gave up to do Wild
Yes,
Wild
I do.
West?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, we talked
Which
about
I'm
this recently.
okay. I'm very okay with this. He was originally tapped to play Neo in The Matrix,
Yeah.
and he did not understand. He said that the Wachowski brothers did a terrible job pitching it to him because he was talking, like, in bullet time, and they were trying to explain bullet time to him, and time's going to stop, and all he heard was how he was going to have to be on these wires and like bending backwards and all this stuff, and he was like, pass, and he did Wild Wild West instead.
He said, giant spiders, sign me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
But that was also in the kick when he was trying to do every genre of movie. Like he did a superhero movie. He did a Western. He did an action movie. He did a sci-fi movie. He was just trying to like go through all the genres, and unfortunately, Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that would have been terrible as
Don't get me wrong.
Neo.
I'll be there. I will see it.
You ain't never had a friend like me.
Yeah. Oh, this looks great. All right, we got to take a break, guys.
Okay.
We have to. Jason Mills is here, Nerd Talk. I'm sure you guys have other nerd stuff to talk about.
do.
So hang out with us. We'll be right back.
Ken Costa challenges you to live each day with purpose in this Stardy 8 PowerPoint.
We live our lives as a sign of hope for the future, knowing that the Spirit is powerful. He inhabits the future. He makes the future present now. He gives us the energy and the confidence. He anoints us to stand firm in our callings when the future looks bleak and our efforts are barren. Let me tell you one other thing about the future, which has been a great help to me. The devil does not know what is going to happen in the future. Did you know that? He's not God. He's not omniscient. All he can do is throw as much of the proverbial you-know-what at the fan and hope that some of it sticks.
That's a PowerPoint with Ken Costa on Star 88.
Sing to me, baby, in your native tongue. Sing the words of the wise and the young. Show me the place where your words come from. Love is the language, love is your native tongue. Feel your heartbeat, bang the drum. Open up your eyes and fill your lungs. The same word from where the stars are flung. Love is the language, love is your native tongue. My heart is a beating drum. My head in oblivion. My soul such a long way from my lips, my lungs, my native tongue. My friend, where did we go wrong? My Lord, we forgot our sound. My soul such a long way from my lips, my lungs, my start to disappear. In the wind, in the tongues of the flame. In my soul, in my one true name. Back before we learned the words to start a fight. Back before they told us that the haters were right. You spoke the truth, let there be, and there was. Love's the language, love's your native tongue.
Switchfoot, Native Tongue on Star 88, 846.
High at 50 degrees.
Nerd Talk.
That's right, everybody. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to Nerd Talk. Have you seen her? Have you seen her? And I'm talking about Captain Marvel, Jason.
I
have not.
I just love it when you sing. No, I haven't seen it yet. I saw, Steve, I saw your Instagram of you and the boys at the theater, and I was like really jealous because
Dude.
it looks like it's going to be amazing.
And let me just eat my
And,
words
like-
on that. I was one of the people that thought, sure, I'll see it.
No,
It's going to
yeah.
be, it'll be cool. I love Allison Brie. I mean, Brie Larson. I do love Allison Brie. So,
I like Brie.
Brie Cheese.
Yes, great.
Brie Larson, I was like, okay. I loved her in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
I know. Can we just talk about
Clash at Demon Head, yo?
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, dude.
So can we talk about
Which is
how
metric?
many people from that movie ended up in superhero roles?
Yes.
So there's the dude.
Ready, go.
There's boyfriend number 3, who's Superman and the Atom.
Mm-hmm.
There is
Name is Brendan Routh.
Brendan Routh. Yeah, I can't remember his name. Her.
Thomas Jane, who played the vegan police,
Yeah.
was the Punisher.
Yes, he was. And then also the number 2 boyfriend, the skater, is Captain America.
Yeah, Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, names sometimes elude me.
Yeah.
Details.
Yeah, little details like that.
Yeah. Who else? I feel like there's a bunch from that movie.
There are a bunch because Edgar Wright is a genius.
Yeah, he
That's
is.
his finest work and one of the greatest movies
Oh,
of all
absolutely.
time.
It's so funny.
Yeah. Now I'm like racking my brain thinking of the cast in general.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
Yeah.
numerous superheroes from that, and the fact that now Brie Larson, who is the evil ex-girlfriend Natalie who broke Scott Pilgrim's heart, is Captain America. I mean Captain Marvel.
Captain.
She's not Captain America.
No, she's not, but
Captain Marvel.
she's Captain Space.
Dude, we've been going back and watching all of the Marvel films in order.
Yeah.
So that I
For-
can
what-
just to re-rank them.
43 hours or something?
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 45 point something hours worth of movies. And really it's so that I can actually honestly go, hey, I just watched all of these in order and I kind of am ranking them as I go.
Nice.
And I didn't think much of Captain Marvel. I thought it'd be a good time. And I guess it was kind of where I expected it to be.
Yeah.
It's like a like a Doctor Strange,
which was
Black
great.
Panther.
Yeah, range.
Great movies.
And those are both great movies.
Top 10.
Yeah,
It's-
for sure.
I mean, it's,
and that says a lot considering how many Marvel movies there are.
It's not Spider-Man. It's not
No.
Infinity War. It's not any of the Captain Americas because those are the best
Those are
ones
so
of all
good.
of the movies. It's a fun movie, dude.
Yeah.
And for everybody who hasn't seen it, that's like, I'll just wait for Avengers. You really need to see it
No,
because
yeah.
it's pretty important to
Yeah.
the overall
I
arc.
can't fathom, having not seen it, I can't fathom that it's not important to Endgame. There's just no way.
Yeah.
Because it's it happens in the 90s. So it's just like, so unless she dies at the end of the movie, and she's probably not, then, or at least comes back, then there's no way that she's not.
You would think that because superhero tropey stuff.
Yeah.
I loved this movie and that there are none of those.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Hey, is Monica in this?
Monica. From Friends? Because
No.
the 90s?
No, I'm trying to be like sly here, Steve-O, like Monica LeBeau. Do you know who Monica LeBeau is? She's from New Orleans. She's a Coast Guard worker and she's black. And she became an Avenger later.
Right.
With a similar, Photon.
I can neither confirm. nor
Dude, come
deny.
on. I heard a rumor.
Yeah, the rumors are true.
Yeah,
so,
that's awesome.
But it's not going to be. Well, yeah. Anyways. So yeah, I thought it was a really good time. It's made $153 million
Domestically.
and it's made 400 and something worldwide
In the first weekend.
Yeah,
So it's
455 million. Yeah, somebody just chimed in. Oh, our boy at good old Heirloom Skate Shop.
Yeah.
Josh. He said Captain Marvel was so good. We're going through all the Marvel movies leading up to Endgame right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy to me just how fast these things are coming out. It feels like I just watched Infinity War for the first time just a few months ago. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I did.
Yeah.
And then Endgame's already coming out. Like, that's quick.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I'm emotionally prepared.
I'm not, because if anything happens to Captain America, you guys won't see me for a month.
Yeah. We'll start a GoFundMe to get you out of depression.
I will go. Yeah. Yep. So Mark and Tempe wanted to let us know. Well, of course Monica's in it, but she's a child and it's the 90s, bro.
Oh, well, I don't know what time shifted they did for her. Like, maybe she's also part of the 90s, and something happens later, which is why she's not around now. Or maybe she's a
interested
kid.
to see what they do with Monica.
Yeah.
So
I didn't even think of that because
She is a
she's called Captain Marvel for a while.
So let me just say that Marvel's really awesome and smart. So for those that have seen Captain Marvel, there's a little girl in the film who's actually a pretty important character.
Yeah.
And that's exactly who it is. And you're going, cool. But for like uber nerds,
Yeah.
she's actually at one
It's a
point, wasn't
deep
she
cut.
Captain Marvel at one point?
Yeah, she also takes that moniker and leads the Avengers for
Yeah.
a while.
So,
No, come on.
Yeah, it was also the Avengers where the big
So-
originals aren't there, but still.
Yeah, so they set it up pretty well, and there are two end credit scenes, one that is vitally important. So, yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
So was it also like, I know all the Marvel movies are pretty funny. Like they all have humor infused in them. This one, I don't know, maybe because I feel like this because of Brie Larson, is this funnier than some of the others? Is it more tongue-in-cheeky?
It's no Guardians or Thor Ragnarok.
Right,
but
those were,
it's
like,
still,
clearly funny.
It's still got comedy elements, less Ant-Man, because, you know, it's
Yeah,
like Ant-Man
because there's a
so
couple
funny.
out there that are like lean way
Really
into the fun, the
comical.
comedy. But all Marvel movies have some modicum of that.
Yeah, it's got some of that, and it's Samuel L. Jackson's finest performance in any of the Marvel
Yeah,
films.
I heard you say
it's
that the other
really,
day.
It's really as much his story as it is hers.
Yeah.
It's his coming of
It's
age
his.
as Nicholas.
Does he lose his
Fury.
eye from the cat?
That would be terrible.
That would
You
be
know-
terrible, am I right?
Stop it. Stop that right now. So I didn't even think about that because of when it's set in the 90s and Fury still has his eye. It's like, this is his origin story too.
Yes, it is.
I didn't even think of that. That's
Yep.
so good.
And I almost like his origin story.
I have to
better.
go call and stick to
It's
work
just
now.
fun.
Like,
Because speaking of like biting your tongue or like I was so mad when the first Iron Man came out in 2008 and the end credit scene, Robert Downey Jr. walks into his house and there's Sam Jackson with the
Right.
eye patch and I'm going, no! Because
you want David Hasselhoff?
yes, I wanted
No.
I wanted like the Bruce Willis Nick Fury because for those that don't know, Sam Jackson comes from like the ultimate Marvel universe.
Right.
Like
Whoa.
a totally, yeah.
You're blowing my mind right now.
Yeah, dude.
I had no idea.
Nick Fury is this old white dude with black hair and white streaks on the sides.
Like Mr. Fantastic, yeah.
And I kind of always thought like a Bruce Willis or somebody like that would have been a good Nick Fury.
Yeah, so the original comics, Fury is alive during World War II and part of the Howling Commandos that you see in the Captain America movie. And then through processes that are never fully explained, Fury becomes a spy character during the Cold War and runs S.H.I.E.L.D. and is clearly a slowly aging white dude. And there was a movie... A TV movie?
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad, and
so
Fury was
bad.
played by David Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff.
Like,
Oh
not
my
even a
gosh.
joke. Like, that was like them like
Really?
going, who's
Yes.
the perfect person we can get for our Nick Fury TV movie?
Yeah.
And it's Hasselhoff. And it's everything you expect it and hope it to be.
I gotta look that up on YouTube.
Here you go, buddy.
Yeah,
Nick
oh gosh.
Fury.
There it is.
Nick
He's got the
Fury.
eye patch.
Are you kidding me? He looks
And the
awesome.
chest hair.
He always had a cigar in his mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
looks like the comic book.
He really does.
Exactly.
And so then Marvel, what, in late 90s, Steve-O, early 2000s for Ultimates?
Yeah, end of the 90s.
Into the 2000s.
Marvel was like, hey, how do we get young readers back? Spider-Man's like 600 issues deep at this point, and this is terrible. So we're going to not retcon, but we're going to create a whole separate universe where we restart everything and retell the stories in a modern way. It's like the Message version of,
the Bible.
So it's like, we're going to do it in hipper, younger language where everybody's got cell phones in this modern culture.
Right.
And they made Nick Fury this young, bald, black dude.
That
And
looked
so-
exactly like Samuel L. Jackson.
The art was modeled after Sam Jackson.
Like, it's not even like, could that be? It's like,
No,
that
it
is
was like,
straight
that
up
is Sam
Samuel L.
Jackson.
Jackson.
Yeah.
And so if you're that comic series, when he shows up, you're like, oh my gosh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
But also, the Ultimates was kind of cool because they tried to be a little bit more realistic. So, like, in the sense that if mutants showed up outside, the studio today, the people in the comic would act like we would act. Not like, oh, cool, superheroes. They're like, the Sam Hill's going on and freaking out and, and all this stuff. And like when they discover the Savage Lands, there's, that in Antarctica, there's a pocket of, tropical wonderland that still has dinosaurs in it. People are freaking out, so it's a bit more realistic. I don't know how long that lasted, but yeah, it was a great series.
Well, that's how we got Miles Morales. So,
yep.
Yeah.
And even the armor for Iron Man looks a lot like that does. Yeah, it's really cool.
Somebody said the Captain Marvel soundtrack, so much fun. I sang along with all the songs.
Yeah.
It's set in the 90s. And
Which is
so,
perfect.
of course, it's my favorite soundtrack. Somebody said I felt like it needed to be a little more serious than it was, but it was a great movie. Somebody else said I thought it was fantastic. Not the best Marvel film, but definitely not the worst. It's a solid intro film for her. Loved it. So,
right
yeah.
on.
Beautiful.
And on a side note, not everybody got this, but for me personally, far and away my favorite Stan Lee cameo.
So I heard that it was really good. I wondered how they were going to pull it off.
There's two things. He actually filmed a cameo.
Oh, did he? Great.
But the very, very, very beginning, the Marvel Studios intro is all
pictures of
dedicated to all of his
that's
appearances.
Great. That's so great.
So they pay homage to Stan Lee, which is what everybody's talking about. Like, it brought tears to my eyes. His cameo is just a cameo.
So good. Okay.
All right, beautiful.
I'm a nerd.
We got to take a break, guys. Nerd talk in full effect. The nerd smell is overwhelming.
I know. We'll move on.
We're live from the Dream
We're gonna
Style.
talk sports.
I enjoy it.
We'll
You
talk
guys
sports.
Nerded out. Ooh, what?
How about we talk Vin Diesel and Bloodshot?
Ooh, what? Give me that Vin Diesel. All right, we're live from the Dreamstar Remodeling Body Studios. I'm having a stroke. We'll be right back. Bye.
Mark 10:9 says, therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. Star 88 wants to thank John Thomas Jewelers for becoming a power partner. John Thomas Jewelers carries a collection of anniversary bands, engagement rings, pendants, earrings, loose diamonds, and are known for their custom creations. Located at 2440 Louisiana Boulevard Northeast on the 3rd floor of the Lewis University building. Information at 505-342-9200. That's 505-342-9200. Thank you, John Thomas Jewelers, for supporting Star 88.
A strong marriage can change a couple, a community, and a culture. Join us at Calvary Church Albuquerque for our Marriage Enrichment Workshop Friday evening, April 5th, and Saturday, April 6th. Before the workshop, couples will complete the #1 research-based marriage evaluation tool by Prepare Enrich. At the workshop, you'll get your personalized results and practical application from trained facilitators. The cost for this workshop is $95 per couple and space is limited. Register by March 18th at calvarynm.church.
Whether at home or the workplace, we're all leaders. Become a better leader in this leadership moment with Craig Rochelle.
Many things you try will not work. Not only is that okay, but that's actually really, really good. In fact, I always teach our leaders that if you're not failing every now and then, you're playing it way too safe. Most of the innovative things that we do as an organization were actually born out of something we tried that didn't work. In fact, we do multiple site ministry in cities and states across the United States. The first time we tried this out of our state, we failed miserably. What we learned from that failure actually helped us to become more creative and effective in other places. Also, the YouVersion Bible app, with over 250 million downloads, this was born out of a failure. We created a website to help engage people in the Bible. The website failed, and that one failure led to something that was very, very innovative.
That was Craig Rochelle on a Star 88 Leadership Moment. Hear more at life.church/leadership podcast. This is KLYT Albuquerque, Santa Fe, rebroadcast on KKCJ Cannon Air Force Base, KPKJ Mintmore, K201CC Las Cruces, K203EZ Alamogordo, K207CQ Gallup, K211CW Hobbs, K212EH Silver City, K214DE Antonito, K218AK Artesia, K250AB Roswell, K293AO Alamosa, K228DQ Portales, in the free app for iOS and Android, and online at star88.fm.
I've gotta keep the calm before the storm. I don't want less, I don't want more. Must bar the windows and the doors to keep me safe, to keep me warm. Yeah, my life is what I'm fighting for.
That's Avril Lavigne. I know. Your mind
So
is blown,
weird.
just like Jason Mills.
That's freaking out.
Mm-hmm. You know, Skater Boy, See You Later Boy.
All the hits.
So good. 9:05.
Today of
50 degrees.
The Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O on Star 88.
It's all good.
You know, she was married to, that guy from Nickelback for like 2 weeks.
What? Huh? Really?
Yeah, Chad, where do you live? Under a rock? Where do you live?
No, but I'm like, is that a joke because they're both Canadian? Like, are they even close to the same age? Oh, I guess they are.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Weird.
they're our age, man.
Yeah, I haven't thought about her in a long, long time. That's
Since
cool.
like TRL back in the 90s.
Yeah, seriously.
When Carson Daly was,
Yeah.
counting down the top videos of the week.
Hi, I'm Carson Daly, and I show no emotion through my face.
I know, right? Man, it's funny because I watch The Voice.
Yeah.
I forget that he's like the host.
Yeah.
Because he's a terrible host.
Well, you know what? He's a great host in the sense that he never pulls away attention to himself.
Yeah, it's true.
That's his.
true.
That's his one redeeming quality.
He's no Ryan Seacrest, though.
No, and Ryan Seacrest is kind of distracting. He's like the other star in that.
Yeah, and he's funny, and that's the thing. Carson Daly's kind of funny, but he doesn't
He is.
really.
He's understated.
Yeah,
And so, I mean, I can respect that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish he would, use his face for anything.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't lift his eyebrows. He doesn't smile.
Right.
Does he blink? I'm not sure.
I read a really cool article that came out. I think it was a year ago or a couple years ago about his depression and everything, and because he battled anorexia.
Oh wow!
And because back in the '90s when he was hosting TRL, he was kind of like me. He was not really heavy, but
just a really kind of
exactly
typical body.
little
Shut your
overweight.
mouth. He was dating Jennifer Love Hewitt at that time.
But remember, he lost all that weight. He started running, and then he got super skinny, and then he started battling
too far.
anorexia.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He's
By-
always been a legend of mine.
By all accounts, he's like a super nice guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I don't think there's a single person who has anything bad to say
Yeah.
about him. He just has some hard.
I
breaks.
always wanted to be like, oh my gosh, I want to be Carson Daly. I want that. I want to be able to, host a show or be a VJ or
absolutely
whatever, do a late night show when I was younger.
You know what's nice about Carson Daly too is that this is going to sound like a slam, but it's not. He is like an everyman.
Mm-hmm.
Like anyone could look at him and go, "Oh, I could do that. Maybe I could." Achieve. But you look at Seacrest and you're like, "Whoa, easy, relax,
exactly."
Dude. And you're like, no, he is something.
He's like
different.
a Dick Clark.
Yeah.
Ryan Seacrest is a Dick Clark.
Right. He's electric on screen. His idol is set way too high. Like his energy is just off the charts. And then Carson Daly, like, oh, he's just a guy.
Right.
Maybe I should reach for my dreams. Carson Daly made it. Maybe I can.
Yeah. It's like who's the new host for AGT? It's the big ripped dude, the Old Spice guy.
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews. He's he's like,
I love Terry Crews.
Yeah, it's funny because he's not the best host, but he's just kind of, you can tell he's a fan of the show. So
Absolutely.
you kind of get
But
drawn
also,
in by
even
that.
if he's not great, you can't tell him. He's huge. He'll crush you with
That's
just
true.
his pecs.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, so good.
Pastor Jason Mills hanging out.
Absolutely.
Nerd
Hey,
talk.
So what's this about Meathead and Bloodshot?
Yeah, Valiant Comics, which if you've never heard of Valiant Comics, don't worry, you're not alone. They were like
Prince Valiant from the Funny Papers and
Prince
the
Valiant.
Sunday Comics?
They had comics like Exo Manowar.
Oh, yeah.
Harbinger.
Actually, I do know those comics. Yeah.
Wow.
So do you remember Bloodshot?
I do.
Kind of looks like a Japanese flag.
Standing in front of an American flag.
Yeah. So he's like
super pale, red dot in his
I was gonna
chest.
say he's white, but I don't mean like Caucasian. I mean like he's literally
like the character
like
Powder.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he's got a giant red circle on his chest.
Right.
So this got sent in to us from Booty because he's like, dude, he loved Bloodshot when he was a kid. And I'm like, that's cool. I don't know much about Bloodshot.
You were one of the 3 people who bought that comic.
Yeah. So I guess last year, at the end of the year,
that's cool.
Yeah, they released a comic, and in it, towards the end, they showed
That looks cool.
a comic rendition of what Vin Diesel would look like as Bloodshot.
And I gotta admit, that's some cool art.
And as it turns out, that's actually art that they've been using because Vin Diesel was in fact cast as Bloodshot.
Really?
And they are making a film. Sony, is trying to get in the comic book movie game because they're currently
They
loaning Spider-Man.
Yeah, they squandered all of the precious resources they were foolishly given.
So I guess they bought up a bunch of the Valiant comic properties, and they want to bring them to the big screen. And so first up, they're making a movie called Bloodshot, which has Vin Diesel as the character, and maybe that's why he's not doing the next Fast and the Furious.
What is Bloodshot's powers? Is he just like a poor man's Punisher?
He shoots blood from his eyes, dude.
No, but only if he's really tired.
And his eyes are always bloodshot.
In a first for Nerd Talk, Bloodshot.
You had to look it up? I don't know either.
Character.
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
When you brought up the comic book picture, I immediately thought they should have went with Vinnie Jones.
Okay.
Because he kind of, like, his face kind of looked like Vinnie Jones for a minute.
Yeah. He's a fictional superhero. No kidding.
Just scroll down to powers and abilities on the right-hand side.
Plot summary.
No, keep going. Why
There's
is
no powers and abilities.
Yeah, there is. There has to be. Look on the bottom right, under the blue box. Go up a little bit. Box right there.
Abilities.
Abilities.
Ah, there it is.
Powers and abilities.
You are a nerd.
Yeah. Nerd.
But
Listen.
I don't care about his abilities. I want to know his story. How did he get them?
Whatever.
Okay.
What I want to know is why is every
Listen,
picture...
D&D guy, here we go. Abilities. Superhuman strength, speed, agility, stamina, reflexes, and endurance.
Okay.
Healing factor.
Okay.
Master of hand-to-hand combat.
Nerd. Okay.
Shapeshifter.
What, Nerd. Really?
Cyberkineticist.
Nerd.
Ability to shoot nuclear energy blasts.
Nerd. Okay. That went way off the rails quick.
Way off the rails. Slightly OP.
Yeah. Always appears in
bit.
pictures in front of the American flag is another power. Every
see.
picture you pulled up has been him in front of the American flag.
According to Wikipedia, Bloodshot is a former soldier with powers of regeneration and metamorphing made possible through nanites injected into his blood. Thus,
I hate it when that happens.
Bloodshot. After having his memory
Wait,
wiped.
thus Bloodshot?
I just added
Can
that.
you
That's
ju-
not
oh,
in Wikipedia.
I was like,
I
dude,
should add that.
You
so
should.
I'm gonna edit.
If it actually said that, and then you just like, oh, whatever, just thus Bloodshot.
Plot
no.
summary. Edit.
Oh, please do this live. Thank you. Wow.
That's funny.
Just
Into
the only
his blood.
change. Oh my gosh. He's actually editing Wikipedia.
Thus,
Thus Bloodshot.
Name Bloodshot.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
Oh. I love that.
How do I I have to cite my source? Publish changes.
Publish changes. Done. Okay, everyone needs to go Google
So funny that
Bloodshot
anybody
Wikipedia
can go in there and do
I
that.
just changed Wikipedia.
to a terrible writing choice.
It needed some comedy.
It needed a little punch.
So now
Oh
it
my
reads,
gosh.
Bloodshot is a former soldier with powers of regeneration and metamorphing, made possible through nanites injected into his blood, ... Thus the name Bloodshot.
Oh my god.
After having his memory wiped numerous times, Bloodshot is out to discover who he really is and get vengeance on those who did this to him, just like Wolverine. Edit.
No, don't.
Edit this thing, man.
They're going to find you. They're going
he
to
did this
figure
to
out
him.
what you did.
Much like
The Marvel Comics property, Wolverine.
Nerd Underground's going to come after you. Dude.
Oh my gosh. There's probably like an alliance of
Seriously.
of Bloodshot
Publish
fanboys.
changes.
Oh my
There we
gosh.
go. Your edit was saved. Thanks, guys.
We should do this every time.
Bloodshot's bloodstream contains 1 billion nanocomputers, enabling him to heal from injuries quickly, interface with technology, and shapeshift his mass.
Okay.
This sounds too much.
Yeah, definitely OP.
Okay. So there you go.
Okay. Well,
Apparently they're
we've done
making a movie.
You've done some good in the world today, Steve-O. Just want you to know that.
When's this movie supposed to come out?
2020.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to change anymore.
Yeah, avoid the temptation. I know that.
I will say he is one of the best-selling Valiant characters with total sales in all languages approaching 7 million comics.
Right on.
Okay,
It's not still publishing, is it? Look up at the top in the blue box again. It'll tell you the years it was published.
It doesn't say.
In
You're a
the
liar.
publication history right there.
Where?
Go down one. There.
Yeah.
No, on the left.
First appearance. That's all it says. It doesn't say if it's... Maybe it's ongoing.
Okay.
Who
Okay.
knows?
Man, there's not a Morning Invasion Wikipedia.
Oh.
Oh, Can someone please start that?
The Morning Invasion, Wikipedia. We'll get it
And
going.
what the first line needs to be: The Morning Invasion is a radio morning show that invades your morning. Thus, the name, The Morning Invasion.
Well, I mean, think about this. This character was created in 1992,
Right,
guys.
which is why they had to explain what nanites were.
Yeah, and also why he sounds exactly like a mixture of Cable, Wolverine, and other crazy dudes with pouches like Deadpool.
Exactly, which were all the rage and gritty in '92.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this made by Liefeld or who? Who made this?
Created by Kevin Van Hook and Bob Layton.
All right. Who's Kevin Van Hook? He created Bloodshot.
He also wrote the Flash Gordon comic strip in the 90s.
That's cool. That actually is cool.
Notable works include Bloodshot.
Okay.
That's
yeah.
all that's on his Wikipedia.
That's strong. That's strong. Hey, just because you're a one-hit wonder doesn't mean you don't have value.
That's true. I mean, Vin Diesel's about to star in his
Yeah.
comic book character movie. It's more than I ever did.
Did you ever watch Vin Diesel's the ones where you can see in the dark? What is that movie called?
Duh, Pitch Black.
Pitch Black, dude.
There's a couple
Dude,
though.
Chronicles of Riddick.
Chronicles of Riddick. That's it. Were those good?
Now you're speaking my language.
Wait,
yeah.
Wait. Are you serious right now?
You haven't seen those?
I'm serious.
Oh.
I think they came out when I lived in Canada,
Okay.
and we didn't have those things.
You didn't have lights? It was too scary.
Yeah,
They didn't have lights?
Yeah, it was like growing up in Spain or Colombia.
I got to
or
be honest,
Ghana.
I haven't seen that movie since the movie theaters, probably. The
I
Pitch
love
Black
it.
one.
I think I saw part of Chronicles of Riddick in the break room when I worked at Costco.
He will defend Chronicles of Riddick, and I will say it was enjoyable, but I was super bummed.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went and saw it
because
5 times at the theater.
And Pitch Black, I saw multiple times at the movie theater because
Yeah.
it was like sci-fi.
Yeah.
It was like alien in nature
Like
where you
Alien
don't
and
know
Dune
where they're
together.
coming from. And then there was this character that
Had knives.
Riddick, dude.
Yeah.
And he was dope. And that was kind of where Vin Diesel came from. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so I was like, this guy's incredible. And then Chronicles of Riddick is more like over the top, big budget Hollywood film.
Yeah.
Whereas the first one was kind of like indie style. And,
Okay.
And so this one was way more comic book movie.
Right.
And
So
I-
it's kind
I
of one of the
like
first
this
good
one.
examples of like action, but also like sci-fi.
Sure.
So nerds are gonna like jump on it, and people who like UFC and football and that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Jocks, sorry.
That's all good.
Aaron says it's definitely edited on Wikipedia. They just saw it on their page. So
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wikipedia
Wow.
editing. New bit.
Yeah.
Austin says I rewatched those recently. Still super good. So that's
Okay,
good to
I'll
know.
have to check those out.
I own them.
Okay, I'll
Actually, I
borrow
just own
them.
Pitch Black. So.
Okay, I'll borrow
Starmy,
it,
good
yeah.
morning.
Please stop talking about the Chronicles of Riddick and Pitch Black. It's like you guys have opened Pandora's box now with Dex, and he does this weird. It's like saying Beetlejuice 3 times. I swear it is. He's going to turn into like a fake Vin Diesel now because he's got such a bromance with Vin Diesel in those movies.
You have such
I don't think
you have PTSD right now, don't you?
I don't think you understand what you've done. Seriously.
Are you breaking out in cold sweats?
Yeah.
Dex thinks Vin Diesel is one of the greatest actors in the world. He really does. Him and Keanu Reeves.
Wow, you just don't get me, do you, Buck? Go ahead, Steve.
No,
tell
I
him,
do get
tell him
you,
the
and
truth.
that's the problem.
Tell him the truth.
Vin Diesel is a Canadian icon.
That's right.
He has starred in such great films as The Nanny Soldier and
Pacifier.
It's not okay. It's not called the Nanny Soldier.
Are you sure, man? Are you
That's-
sure?
that sounds right
the
to me.
Pacifier.
See what I mean? He knows all of Vin Diesel's movies.
Shut your mouth.
Vin Diesel has been in one good movie. It was called Boiler Room.
Oh,
Keanu
see?
Reeves has been in 2 good movies.
No.
They are called Bill and Ted. Actually,
You need
we'll
to
give them
leave.
3.
You need
Bill
to
and
leave.
Ted's Excellent Adventure Part 1 and Part 2, and Point Break. That's it.
Okay.
Period. End of story.
I'm gonna
dude.
tell you why you're wrong on this, okay? Because he was in a movie called The Iron Giant, where
Yes, he was.
voiced the giant.
Yeah, bro.
And it was brilliant. Still one of the best.
Absolutely.
He also voiced.
Maybe because he sounds like a robot, I can give you that. And
Please
you know,
stop
I'll have a
talking.
caveat to this. You can even give him the John Wick movies because he literally has 3 lines combined in both
No,
movies.
I'm talking
when
about
he opens his mouth,
talking
forget
about Vin
it.
Diesel. I'm talking about voiced the
Keanu
Iron
Reeves
Giant.
was not an Iron Giant.
Vin Diesel also voiced Groot in the Guardians of the Galaxy films and
Brilliant.
Avengers Infinity War, arguably the greatest Marvel movie so far.
Yeah, and it's brilliant because he can only say, I'm Groot, and he says it with different inflections. It's perfect.
Touche.
If they're speaking anything else, it's terrible.
Okay.
Come on.
He was also Private Caparzo in Saving Private Ryan. That movie was incredible.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, because Tom Hanks carried the movie.
Wrong.
He was also in Knockaround Guys.
Wasn't he also in that?
Okay.
Does anybody remember Knockaround
Like
Guys?
Roller Dome or
That movie was great.
Roller
I
Dome?
do
Death
remember
Dome?
Knockaround Guys,
Yeah.
yes.
Boiler Room.
Honestly,
was-
Triple X was one of my favorite movies of
Oh
all
gosh.
time.
Okay, never mind. Sorry, I can't, man. You say stuff like that, and then I can't back you.
This is what you've done.
Yeah.
This is what you've done.
You
opened
know
Pandora's
what
box.
Steve-O's favorite movie is, right?
What?
Come on, you really don't know what his favorite movie is? Hellboy 2.
That's not. I mean,
okay,
that's not
Hellboy
my-
2.
It's not my favorite
What?
movie of
What?
all time, but it's
But
on the list.
Well, what is your favorite movie?
Top 10. If I were pigeonholed into having to answer this and really, honestly,
Wars.
truly only say one, it would
Empire
actually.
Strikes Back.
It would actually not. That's not even my favorite Star Wars. Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars. But I would actually have to say, because this happened to me last week at Astro Zombies, Raiders of the Lost Ark is probably my actual favorite film of all time. Yeah.
That's a great movie.
But Indiana Jones
Great
doesn't
film.
do anything in that movie.
Get
true.
out. It is the best Indiana Jones film. It's far superior to Temple of Doom. It
I
is,
agree with
yes,
that.
even better than The Last Crusade. I don't care. You can give me your Sean Connery excuses.
No, Sean Connery's
Raiders
great.
of the Lost Ark is the best Indiana Jones.
Okay.
And probably what I would say if I had to say it's my
But if
favorite
you
film.
take Indiana Jones out of that movie, nothing changes. The Nazis will get eventually the Ark.
Uh-huh.
They open it on the island and
He
they all
gets
die.
kidnapped. Yeah, it's true.
I hate
He could have not shown up and it would end the same way.
No, but he had to find the cup.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
Yeah, he had
cup.
the proper
And he
cup.
had to get,
The cup?
the girl pregnant.
No,
That's true.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right, because then you wouldn't have Mutt, and then you
Exactly.
wouldn't have the fourth film.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why he shouldn't have been in that movie. So
Okay.
good things
So
would
can
have
we all
happened.
agree? Can we all agree just to please stop talking about Vin Diesel because I started twitching while I was driving?
Fine,
Please stop.
fine, just get out. Go.
That's fine.
I will give you my top 10 one day. I actually do have that. I have like the 10 because you can't just say, dude, this is the best of all time. Like
Yeah.
when you really break it down, film is so subjective and
It's
they
really hard.
tell so many different stories and there's so many different themes and reasons behind why they are so great. So, but if I got pigeonholed, gun to my head.
Which could happen to Astros.
Yeah, why not? Oh, dude, it was heated. And
Yeah?
they were like, Steve-O, come on, bro. What's your favorite movie of all time?
What were
and
they,
I was like,
what were they contending?
of all time?
That's what happens
They
at
were
Nerd Shops,
arguing,
guys.
yes, no, seriously. They were arguing over, now I'm going to get it wrong. It was like arguing Princess Bride and I think Back to the Future.
Oh my gosh.
No,
that's
not Back
funny.
to the
And
Future.
I think those were the two. They were just arguing like, no way. And,
No,
and
well, listen. If you're doing just movies in general, like Princess Bride's a strong contender, and it's
Yes, it is.
especially impressive considering how old it is,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like a big box office, and like
Yeah.
all the money, and it's just like it's such a perfect movie.
And the funny thing is, Mike, the owner of Astro Zombies, looked at me and goes, "Psh, come on, everybody knows he's going to say Star Wars.
And you're like,
And I'm like,
nope.
No. And because he'd pulled the Empire card too. Empire Strikes Back, right? And I'm like, that's not even my favorite Star Wars movie.
Anybody want a peanut?
Return
don't
of the
even-
Jedi.
Dex, don't start that,
is
man.
my
I'm going to have a
favorite
nostalgia
Star Wars
break. Never start a land war in Asia. Don't do it, dude. I have 3 pieces of Princess Bride art in my house.
Yeah?
On the walls, including a poster that has every word of the script.
No kidding.
On a backdrop of them climbing the cliffs of insanity.
Which is why you need to watch Once Upon a Deadpool, which is rated PG-13. It
Grandpa?
stars Fred Savage.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
I know.
the way they incorporate it. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh. Brody's seen it. Come on, bro.
Okay. I got things to do, I guess.
I own it. I'll let you borrow it.
Okay, thank you.
Pastor Jason Mills, everybody.
Yep.
Good to see you.
You too. See you guys.
Live from the Dream Style Remodeling Star 88 Studios. We'll be right back.
A powerful night of worship in the presence of God is coming to Albuquerque. Elevation Worship, Hallelujah Here Below. 7 o'clock, Tuesday, March 26th at Legacy Church. Elevation Worship with special guest Cody Carnes. Tickets are available now at premierproductions.com. Elevation Worship, Hallelujah Here Below. Coming to Albuquerque, Tuesday night, March 26th at Legacy Church. Produced by Fill the Gap Concerts.
Star 88 wants to thank Village Pizza Restaurants for becoming our power partner. Village Pizza is a locally owned restaurant with 30 years of experience. Village Pizza serves breads, soups, salads, and pizzas like the Dust Devil, the Village Combo, and the Pizza Blanco. In 2 locations, Corrales and the West Side with the drive-up window, or on the web at villagepizzanm.com. It's simple math. One imaginative family plus one great idea equals 2 pizza restaurants.
This is a fresh thought. Listen up to Levi Lusko.
Faith is not about how great I am. Faith is about how great God is. Fasting is not look at what I can do, God. Fasting is, God, this is how much I need you. I'm depending on you. Look how weak I am without you. And so Abel, with faith, trusted God. Cain, as a religious obligation, brought something. But even the timing of their gifts is telling of the lack of faith in Cain's life. What do you mean? Did you catch it? In verse 4, we're told Abel brought of the, say it with me, firstborn of his flock and of their fat. So he brought the first and the best. First time the sheep had babies, he grabbed the fattest first one and said, that's God's. Now, what if there's no more sheep born? Doesn't matter. That one's God's.
For more fresh thoughts, go to LeviLusko.com.
Sometimes it's hard to breathe. All these thoughts that shout at me, try to bring me to my knees, and it's overwhelming. Darkness echoes all around. Feels like everything is crashing down. Still I know where my hope is found, and it's only you and ooh. You say you're working everything for my good, and ooh, I believe every word. 'Cause even in the madness, there's peace, drowning out the voices all around me. Through all of this chaos, you are writing a symphony, a symphony. And even in the madness, there's peace, drowning out the voices all around me. Through all of this chaos, you are writing a symphony, a symphony. Oh, to my heart, to your beat, let me be your melody, even when I cannot see. But you're orchestrated, even when the dark surrounds. You'll never let me drown. I know that my hope is found in the name of Jesus. Ooh, you say you're working everything for my good, and ooh, I believe every word. 'Cause even in the madness, there's peace, drowning out the voices all around me. Through all of this chaos, you are writing a symphony, a symphony. And even in the madness, there's peace, drowning out the voices all around me. Through all of this chaos, you are writing a symphony, a symphony. Oh.
Yeah, I wanna truly know if you compose chaos beautiful. Music done from all my unruly notes. The distance is distant, it's moving close. Now I see, erase the scales from my eyes. Then play the scale of my life. Chaos played off with a chord and a chord with a source preventing through strifing. I've tasted suffering, I've been embraced by the painful buffering. I've been bound by doubt so loud right now, but a melody is made when you play these rusty keys. So we all gotta get pressed, tuned up like instruments. But I know all of life's tempo is set whenever we remember this.
In the madness, there's peace, drowning out the voices all around me. Through all of this chaos, you are writing a symphony, a symphony. And even in the madness, there's peace, drowning out the voices all around me. Through all of this chaos, you are writing a symphony, a symphony. Oh, 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 a symphony.
Switch. Switch. Not Twitch, Switch. Symphony. It's on Star 88. Good morning, everybody. It's 9:30.
High today at 15 degrees.
The Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
That's right, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you.
hi.
Good morning
Hi.
to you over there. Hello. Hello,
Hi.
hello.
What's up? Yo. Dude, we just got confirmation Mercy Me is going to be on the show tomorrow. That's random.
There's today, everybody. Who did we talk to last time?
I think Mike.
Who's that?
The guy. And
Mike, yeah. He's not Bert.
Mike. Oh, remember, like we had a hard time saying his name. He's the guitar player. Mike
Schuderbacher.
Yeah.
He was actually a really, really nice guy. Hopefully I have Mike again.
Yeah, that's what we have.
Oh, good.
We have Mike and Nathan.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, we have both of them?
Yeah, we have both of them.
Oh, why do they do that?
I don't
I don't want to talk to two people on the phone at the same
I think
time.
maybe we talked to Nathan.
Yeah, but Mike was so cool.
I know.
Why does Nathan look really creepy? Seriously, look at that picture.
Yeah.
Why does he look like that?
He does look. He's got that Nashville haircut. So we'll talk to him.
He
Hey
does.
man, did you get a?
He looks like a weird Matt Lott.
Did you get a better?
Yes, he does. He looks like Matt Lott's creepy
He
brother.
looks like Matt Lott's creepy brother from the '90s that was in Waverly.
Yeah.
Like that's who he looks like.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, he's only got 12,000 followers. How many does Mike have? You look that up? How many followers does Mike have? Let's get the, well, Bert probably has the most followers, right?
Bart.
No, it's Bert, man. It's Bert.
Bert Millard.
Yeah, Bert Millard. Bert Millard, lead singer of Mercy My.
Oh, man.
How many followers does Mike have? About the same. Okay. Wow.
Oh, look what he said 10 hours ago. Sometimes it seems that the Christian music industry is playing catch up or even copying other forms of art already out in the world.
Wow.
I'll admit to it. Really?
I think we talked to him about that last time.
Yeah. Well, he's still on that kick.
He's still talking about
We're
it.
going to talk to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
8 o'clock hour.
Dope.
All right. Check out this new feature that Toyota just patented. You ready for this? Toyota patented a new feature that would spray thieves with tear gas.
Wait. How do we know they're thieves? What if you locked your keys in the car?
Let's find out. Let's find out.
Brilliant.
Someone found a recent patent filed by Toyota for an automatic air freshener that would link to your phone and fill your car with your favorite scent when you start driving. Okay?
Okay.
I love this.
That's normal.
Here's the part we liked. According to the patent, the system might also double as an anti-theft device And if someone tried to steal your car, you go to the app and you could hit the button in the app and you could spray not some beautiful scent, tear gas. Oh my gosh, how cool would that be?
I mean,
it says, sadly, it doesn't sound like they'll be adding it to cars anytime soon. And obviously, they'd want to perfect it before rolling it out so it could be triggered accidentally while you were driving, so it couldn't be triggered accidentally. Okay. All right. I love this. I love this.
I mean,
a tear gas component, guys. Yeah, someone tries to steal your car, pull up the app, boom, tear gas. Mace right to the face. Or
But
just
then,
your grandma's perfume.
listen, I love my car so much. Like, that's my baby. Which, by the way, shout out to the loser in the white truck that totally opened their door harsh on Saturday and dented the entire side and ripped paint off of my car.
Beautiful.
You know who you are.
Good for you, man.
You know where it was at baseball practice. I don't know which parent you are, but I will find you. I don't even know what I would do about it, right? That's real, actually. The passenger side of my car.
Do you think it was some
happened
kid?
on
It was
Saturday?
probably some kid.
Yeah, probably putting their gear in their parents' car or
Ugh.
something. Just opened it, but they opened it so hard that it literally dented the door all the way down and took paint off.
You always
of my
have
car.
to park away from the vehicles, man.
Yeah, I was there for 2 minutes picking up Luke. Couldn't believe it. Actually, yes, I can, because that's life. But anyways, all that to say, love my vehicle. So much so that if a thief stole it, would I really want tear gas to be released throughout the entirety of the inside
Yeah,
of
if
my
somebody
car?
stole your car, heck yeah.
Because now it's just not worth anything. You just tear gassed my interior, man.
Yeah, well.
Like, does it come with like this Armor All agent that also doubles as like a polish for my leather? Or
I know, man. How easy is getting tear gas out of your interior?
Exactly.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, from now on, it's literally your interior.
Okay.
Because tear gas.
Yeah, I
you
gotcha.
say, like,
Yeah,
okay, I'll go.
Yeah. Yep. Trying to think of some other cool patents we could, if we could have some sweet feature in our vehicles. Trying to think what that would be.
Well, what if since, theft is such like, oh gosh, it's like a violation of your space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like they are violating you by stealing what is yours. So what if instead there was a system like a switchblade, and so when they started to take off, the knife would just crush through their back into their heart.
My gosh.
And pierce them dead.
Wow.
No, a little too much. All right.
Wow.
Went too far?
Yeah.
Tear gas is cool. Murder's probably not cool. That's
Jeez.
probably unacceptable. Also, would you really want to drive around? I couldn't see myself wanting to drive around in a car knowing that there's a tear gas element right there next to my face. Like, what happens if it goes off at the wrong time? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a little weird. But here's the thing. We drive around with these airbags that literally will knock us out most likely.
I still have a scar
Exactly.
from my car accident that just totally shredded my arm.
So we trust that those
So-
things aren't going to go off while we're driving down the road.
Touche.
So, I don't know. I think I would want the feature where if somebody stole my car, I could lock them inside the car and they couldn't get out. Like they were locked in there.
Like, oh, you stole my car? I'm stealing you.
Yeah, exactly. You can literally lock them inside the car and shut your car off.
Yeah, but wouldn't they just break the window and get
See,
out?
that's where I'm
See, this
hung
is
up.
why none of this works, because everyone's going, wait.
Can you kick a
tear
window
gassed
out
them.
with your feet in a car?
I'm sure you can.
I don't think you can.
Okay. Think about this. This person steals your car and you tear gas them while driving. You just totaled your car.
Yeah, pretty
They are
much.
going to crash said car. Unless it's on Bird Box, in which case what they're going to do is use the GPS to safely navigate their way to the grocery store. Blind. Stupidest movie. Stupidest. I'm still angry at Netflix.
Yeah, this is a weird feature just because, and it could be a super dangerous one too, because they are driving. Let's say they stole your car and they're on the freeway, and then you pull up your app and you are the one that's responsible for hitting the tear gas button.
Yeah.
And you hit that thing right when they're in the middle of traffic. I don't know, man. It doesn't seem safe. So I think they should come up with a feature, Steve-O, where you don't even have to drive the car. The car drives for you. Think about how cool would that be. If we had road trips with the family, you could play games while the car drives you wherever you want. That's the feature that needs to happen.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Rosie the robot from the Jetsons.
Yeah, Rosie could drive you wherever you want. You could take a little snooze. You could binge watch your favorite episode, all while your car drives you. We'll call them self-driving cars. I'm patenting that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The immobilizer. Yeah. I love that. What feature would you like in your car is the topic.
Somebody said, I want tasers built into the seat and steering wheel as well.
Yeah, dude.
But can't you cause a car crash if you tear gas them? I feel like tasers in the steering wheel and seat will also cause... Yeah.
You might be right. I don't know, though. All right, you guys can chime in. We're on YouTube Live at Star 88 FM.
So how about this? The car locks and then immediately calls 911 with the GPS location of the thief.
Ooh, yeah.
Thief right here. And then the rear view mirror doubles as a camera.
Yeah.
So you got all the pictures you need of them. So when they break your window and try and escape, you know. Plus, your steering wheel's got fingerprint imprintations.
Yes.
So now you've got their fingerprints as well.
Right?
None of this technology
What if we made it where it's like an oven? So you lock the criminal in the car and the heat gets turned up and it bakes them.
Wait.
No? Anyone?
like a sauna?
Like a hot pocket.
Like a sauna? I was just about to say.
Like you're cooking a hot
tater
pocket.
tots.
It cooks
Like,
them.
are you killing
Oh,
me?
really? You think that's crazy, Mr. Dagger through the heart? Yeah. My idea is dumb. An oven that cooks them. It's a slow heat, so there's a possibility they could survive, but it's a slow cook. It's like a crock pot. It slowly heats up.
Gosh. Oh.
It's a slow heat.
By the way, I want to quickly rebuke Katie, who said Bird Box was good.
Katie, I thought it was okay.
Go see better movies. Like A Quiet Place.
Better than all the witchcraft movies Netflix is doing now.
Somebody said, what if you just forced, like, the car turns the station to, like, a Morning Invasion podcast of us talking about Feed the Children, and then the criminal has this change of heart and buys groceries and then delivers them and your car back to Calvary. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
All right, we got to take a quick break. We are live from the Dreamstyle Remodeling Star 88 Studios. Hang out.
Get ready for some truth from Jensen Franklin on a Star 88 PowerPoint.
When Saul of Tarsus needed a life change, God put into his life a man by the name of Ananias. Ananias was the right man in the right place at the right time. And God said, go lay your hands on that man. He's a chosen vessel. I know he doesn't look like it, but you are going to be the power relationship in his life that turns his life around. And Ananias went and laid hands on Paul, and your Bible said that the scales fell off of his eyes. All of us need somebody in our life that when they pray and talk to us, we see things right. We start seeing things in the way that we ought to see them, not just like we're stubbornly seeing them. You're blessed when God brings into your life someone who can help you see right.
That's Jensen Franklin on Star 88 with a PowerPoint.
We're all related.
brothers and strangers, the king and the beggar bleed the same. We've all got a sickness, a terminal condition. We medicate it, but the pain won't go away. See the eyes of a million faces, looking forward in a million places. Only one can save us, Jesus. You are the cure. Everybody's searching for it. Everybody's reaching out, trying to grab a hold of something real. You are the cure. Only you can satisfy us, fill up the void inside us. Never been a heart you couldn't heal. You are the the doctor, healer and father, to the orphan without a home. Oh, we fell in the darkness, lost till you found us. You're the remedy we're looking for. You are the cure. Everybody's searching for it. Everybody's reaching out, trying to grab a hold of something real. You are the cure. Only you can satisfy us, fill up the void inside us. Never been a heart you couldn't heal. You are the
Unspoken, The Cure. It's on Star 88, 946.
High today of 50 degrees.
What's going on in the news today?
Two Hollywood actresses are charged in a nationwide college cheating scandal. Some 13 people have been arrested in L.A. alone.
More countries around the world are banning Boeing's new jet from their airspace.
Pressure in Congress also building to ground the plane domestically.
The ATF has launched a multi-state search after guns were stolen from one of its facilities.
A major storm moving across the country. Blizzard warnings, damaging winds, and flood alerts. For much of the middle of the country.
Wells Fargo CEO Tim Sloan grilled by the Financial Services Committee.
I'm shocked that you're not in an orange suit and a little jail cell.
Major blow to Prime Minister Theresa May and her latest Brexit deal, lawmakers voting it down. She had renegotiated parts of it after her first attempt was rejected in January.
The clearest signs yet that Joe Biden is on the cusp of running for president.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program for this breaking news.
Musher drops out of Iditarod race after dogs decide to band together and quit on him. All the dogs quit on him. You know all about the Iditarod, right?
That's the race that London Jack was in, right?
London Jack?
Yeah, isn't that what it's called?
What was that movie called? Yeah,
London Jack, and he had to traverse the Iditarod with dogs that were born with 3 legs.
Yeah. It's a 1,131-mile dog sled race through the desolate tundra, dense forest, snow-swept mountains, and frigid Alaskan coast. It's insane. It's completely... What was that movie called?
That's making me so mad.
That was a good movie.
Iron Will.
Yeah, Iron Will.
Wait, is that really what it's
That's
called?
what it
I
was.
being
I'm
hilarious.
dead serious. It was Iron Will. I'm pretty sure it was Iron Will. Wasn't it? It's Iron Will. That's such a good movie.
Is it really called Iron Will? I was just being funny. I'm trying to look. I swear London was in the name.
Iron Will.
Iron Will.
Yeah, look at it right here. Iron Will. You nailed it. Gosh, that was a good movie. Yeah, it was. That movie was all about the Iditarod. And if you've never watched Iron Will, guys, I'm pretty sure that movie still holds up. It's a great story. But this race is one of the craziest, deadliest, coldest. I mean, it's the most insane race on the face of the planet. And apparently this guy, he's racing along, and I believe one of the dogs started fighting with another dog on the team, and the owner jumped in to break it up. He said he yelled at one of the dogs named Joey, and then all the other dogs, heard the yelling,
quit on him,
and decided,
they just quit.
That doesn't happen. We're done. And they wouldn't go.
Are you ready for this? The Star is trying to help us out. The movie's called White Fang.
Oh, yes, that's another
one.
one.
And it was a book by Jack London.
That's
why we saw London right away. Because I'm like, no, it's like London something.
That was another good one about the Iditarod.
It was White Fang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call, man.
That one's not about the Iditarod.
Oh, it's not?
That's about a hunter and a wolf dog that he rescues from a guy that's mean to him.
That was a good movie, though.
Iron Will is the movie about the Iditarod.
Yes, you nailed it, dude.
Two other people chimed in with Snow Dogs, which was not...
Snow Dogs?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, apparently some other mushers passed this team on the trail. This guy had a 5-hour lead in the race when his dogs quit on him. How? Oh, my gosh. The training that goes into this is insane. Look at his face, Steve-O. This is the guy. He looks like a cartoon character. He looks so disappointed. Look at that face.
Is that real? Like, is this a real story?
Yeah, this is real. This guy had a 5-hour lead, and he yelled at the dogs because they got into a fight, and then all the dogs were like, okay, we're done. They gave up on him. Iditarod, guys. Check it out.
Yeah.
We'll keep you updated on that story if he got back in the race or not. I don't know.
In other random news, is this like the final break so we just get rid of all the stories we kind of wanted to say but not really?
Your regularly scheduled program for this breaking news.
Tim Tebow was cut from the Mets, expected to start his season at AAA. He is no longer on the opening day roster for the Major League Baseball team. He's slated to begin the year with the Syracuse Mets in AAA affiliate. There's still a chance he could make it to the bigs because that team sucks and they needs them some Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow recently was in Albuquerque for... I'm out of music.
Okay. All right, well. Yep.
Any other... You guys?
I wish I could quit you.
I have another story.
Hit me.
Teenagers have changed the acronym TBH. We all know it as to be honest, but recently on Instagrams and other places, it's taken on a new meaning. What does that meaning? No one really knows.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. During the break, Steve-O goes, what does TBH stand for? And I'm like, TBH. To be honest.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
But people are like just straight using it now, like TBH. I'm like, huh?
What did you say it means?
I don't know.
You still don't know?
According to Business Insider, they asked Sammy, a high school freshman, who told Tech Insider her friends usually write, "You're nice" or "You're funny" after TBH.
Huh?
So they're wanting to make a connection. Like, hey, let's talk more. You're the best. TBH. And so now instead of giving a compliment, they're literally getting lazier and just typing TBH. which is an incomplete sentence, and I don't understand.
You're going to have to keep us updated on that story
I
as
just,
it
you
unfolds,
know,
okay?
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program for this breaking news.
Del Taco created a new soap that smells like French fries. That's right. The soap is called Edu French Fry. They claim it smells exactly like their crinkle-cut fries, which were recently named the third best fast food fries in America by the LA Times. Would you want soap that smells like French fries? Yes.
TBH. That's it. That's how I end it. That's how I end it now, bro. TBH.
That's it? Is that going to be on your tombstone? TBH.
It still means to be honest. It's just, yeah.
Like, to be honest, you're cool?
Yeah. Tell me something.
You're cool, to be honest.
TBH, bro.
You're so dope. To be honest with you, you're cool.
Speaking of our Instagram and social media culture, breaking news.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program for this breaking news.
Luke Perry's teenage daughter Sophie has a message for all the haters criticizing her on social media.
Who's hating her?
Back off!
Who's hating her?
Everybody. People have not liked the fact that she's choosing to show happiness while grieving the loss of her father.
My gosh, what's wrong with people?
Dude, right? She actually had to post something saying, since my dad died, I've received a lot of attention online, and most of it's been positive, but of course, some people can't be nice. And I'm here to say, I didn't ask for any of this attention. I didn't ask to be thrown in some virtual spotlight. And while I don't mean to offend anybody, I'm not going to cater to anybody else's needs or beliefs. I'm 18. I swear like a sailor, and sometimes I dress like a prostitute.
Okay.
All right. I support causes, and you may not. And most importantly, I'm going to laugh, and I'm going to smile, and I'm going to live my normal life. Yes, I am hurt and sad and crying and beside myself with what happened to my dad. It is the worst thing to ever happen in my life, and I am torn expletive up over it. But I'm not going to sit in my room and cry day and night until the internet has deemed it appropriate for me to do otherwise. If you knew my dad, you would know he wouldn't want me to do so, and neither should you. So those of you shaming me for my wardrobe and my language, and most disgustingly, my personal grieving process, do us both a favor and just unfollow. Okay.
And now, a message to people who troll and say negative things on social media. Somebody's daughter graduates from college. There's a cute puppy playing the piano. Or an inspirational quote with the picture of Buddha at sunset. And there you are. Instead of saying, congratulations, that's amazing, or peace, you have to go ugly. You have to go dark. Seriously? Haven't you heard the phrase, if you can't say anything nice about someone, say nothing at all? It's time to change. It's time to be positive. Be uplifting. Try being harmonious with the world. Have a nice day.
Amen. Amen.
How come people got to get so nasty when it comes to grieving? Jenny Garth was attacked, actually, for the same thing.
Oh, my gosh.
Because she didn't post a photo on Instagram of her and Luke Perry. The first photo she posted was on International Women's Day honoring her daughters, and people were angry that she hadn't said something about Luke Perry's death yet on her social media. Trolls, bro.
Trolls. You know who you are, Dento. Jerk.
There is good in them. I have felt it.
All right, guys, we're done. We're done. Feed. Do something good with your day today. Go to what is it? FeedNewMexicoKids.com.
FeedNMKids.com.
Thank you. FeedNMKids.com. Go there.
Do something.
You know,
Don't
feed
steal
the kids.
a car. Don't rob a Little Caesars.
That's right.
Just good things.
All right. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.
That's all we got. There ain't no more. That's right. Time is tight. It's the end of the show.
Star 88 thanks Morningstar Senior Living of Rio Rancho for becoming a power partner. Morningstar believes that the human capacity to grow, learn, and to contribute